Hello, hi guys, welcome back to the Football Showdown channel. We are back with a new stream this time for the first time this season 25-26. 25-26, been that long already. Arsenal have played their first match in the preseason. Yes, this is their first officially uh, played preseason game. A lot of reactions, a lot of talk, a lot of debuts, a lot of match points that we could talk about. Obviously, we do need to remember that it is a preseason, right? Let me call upon the regulars, Aarush and Parth. How are you guys?
Great.
Good, good, good,
I'm
good.
a bit under the weather, but you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. If players can pull their groin and still play full 90 minutes, we can definitely get fever, cold, or whatever, and still pull off our streams, right? That's how it is, right? But yeah, a person who's been doing live streams for a long, long time, a person who I genuinely felt a lot of respect for when he did live streams for Test cricket. When he did live streams for Test cricket, I was like, nah, this guy is someone supreme. So let's call upon as a special guest, KV. How are you, KV?
Everyone. Thank you so much. What a pleasure and honor it is to be on your channel finally. I've been looking forward because I've been watching your streams for almost every single time, like whenever you guys upload and when you guys do a live stream. So I've been watching your streams. You guys introduced me to Twitter. I was so happy not being there, but now I've stepped in the swamp and there's no looking back. Thank you for having me.
We'll go over the Arsenal thing. It did have to be that horrible. The pleasure. Still, we're all good. We're all chill about this.
अभी 2 मिनट हुआ है 2 घंटे का स्ट्रीम होता है यूजुअली तो आई हैव टू बी अ लिटिल बिट गुड राइट
Oh, fair, fair enough. Yeah, that's true. We'll take in a few comments and then we'll get to the point. Good. What's up? Hey Luke, how are you, man? I hope you're doing well. Okay, before we go about our stream, again, a small request for all the concurrent viewers out there. Try to get the stream to 15 likes, and after that, you do whatever you want. I'm not going to ask anything. Just 15 likes. You're just trying to push the stream onto the algorithm so that YouTube will push it to other people who are out there, so that we are building this community for all the people out there in the world. It doesn't have to be just restricted to Arsenal, but every football link community out there. So just trying to build a small community. So a small help from you guys would be where you guys like the stream, and yeah, 15 likes is all we're targeting. After that, it's up to you, whatever you want to do, but 15 likes is all we're going to ask. Yeah, Mr. Victor Gyokeres itself in the chat saying video delayed like that. So fair enough. Fair enough. Hey Keshav, how are you, man? Our champions of Singapore.
There were fans honestly singing it in the stadium, man.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since you sang something regarding a trophy, right? So it makes sense.
Uh,
Hello, 8 words. We have a lot of questions for you and another person who probably will join us late, but definitely soon. Regarding Rafaelio, a lot of talking points there as well. Didn't watch the match. I slept like an owl. Was very fucking tired of work and shit. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. If I was not an Arsenal fan, probably I would have slept off too. 7 hours cricket. Yeah. KV, did you want to let the concurrent viewers know where they can find you and what this comment is about?
so I was alone at home and I had plenty of time to kill and I thought you know what would be wonderful if I did something absolutely stupid insane and crazy. um I decided to live stream the entire test match from ball 1 to the last ball, and each and every single day it would last from anywhere between 7 to 8 hours. So 7 hours, 6 hours, 6.5 hours the first day, 7 hours the next. Third day was 8 hours because match got delayed by rain and stuff. And I did it right up until the end and saw India lose. And when I moved back from my screen, I could literally my entire skull was it felt like I've stared at the sun for too long. And yeah, it was just I thought, can I do it? Can I do it? And I just challenged myself. And sometimes I just do these crazy things, and I just did it till the end. And then I decided once I was finished, I was like, that this isn't worth it. But at least I know, you know, at least At least I lived through the experience. So now whenever I do watch alongs for like 2 hours or something like that, it's like that. It's all good. It's fine. I can
Fair
talk for
enough.
2 hours straight. No worries.
Fair enough. But yeah,
Bro was shadow batting throughout his entire stream, man.
yeah. His first stream,
Yeah,
I
that was
remember.
crazy. That was crazy. I thought, you know what? At least it'll keep me active. I'll be moving around. थोड़ा
Yeah.
workout ही हो जाएगा, something like that. And then उसके बाद मेरे हाथों में blister आने लग गया, and I was like, oh, you know what? I need to sit down. And then by the end of it, I was just cooked. I was completely cooked. I was like, you know what? This is a horrible idea. But yeah.
Right. Again, guys, all the content views out there. If you're new here, I hope you're subscribed. We'll be streaming every week as much as possible. Whenever there's news regarding Arsenal, or during the regular season, there will be a pre-stream that is before the match day, and a post-stream which is like after match day, where we'll be talking about Arsenal and all the other clubs in the Premier League, at least the top six. And if there are any derby matches like against Newcastle versus Sunderland or like Brighton versus Crystal Palace, something like that. And at the same time, if we have time, we'll try and cover even Syria, Bundesliga, and La Liga as well, because you'll notice that there are people who are interested beyond Premier League as well. Right? Again, all our socials are there in the description. Do check it out if you want to reach out to us on our social media. So yeah, feel free to do that as well. I didn't watch the match. How was Domin and Zubimendi? Domin probably is better than Yaman. I'm kidding. It's just a preseason. But we will definitely come to the reactions very, very soon. 12 watching and 4 likes. Okay. 19 watching and 10 likes only, guys. But it'll be great if you can just bring it to 15 and do whatever you want. Hey, broskis, how are you? I hope you're doing well, buddy. How was the performance? We'll come to that. Missed the match as it was super early. We both are in the same location, by the way. Just say. I'm just saying, we both are in the same location. Champions are exactly. Yeah. It is still a big thing, man. So glad to have my national team and right back white. Yep. Hey Ishan, how are you, man? I hope you're doing well. I forgot to ask before I get to asking questions. How are you guys? I think nobody asked. Ah, see, it is a question that I'm not comfortable answering with because it will take me somewhere else. So do not ask me how I am because it's more like a therapy question. So yeah, I hope the panel are doing well. Is the panel doing well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I mean,
Solid.
Gyokeres' announcement was so cool that it affected me as well. So, yeah.
Heard Zubimendi was top tier tonight. I'm not certain. Gotta have word on small dynamic. Yes, a lot will have a lot of talks. Saka too many cutbacks. It will be too easy for me. Put it crosses. I need to score headers to shut people up. Fair enough.
Hmm.
Don't rip off the bandit. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's nice. We're all here. We're all talking about the club that we all love, at least the panel. Maybe not the chat. We have some Chelsea fans as well. Yeah, where do you guys want to start? The first 45 minutes, or do you guys just want to talk about the Highlanders who blew us away from the task?
I think, I'm
Where do you guys want
sorry, I think a nice place to start would be to discuss the performance of the youngsters that played, because I was really looking forward
Yeah.
to seeing some of the young players and how they perform. And I was, I think it took about all of 30 seconds for everybody to realize just what Max Dauman is all about.
Yeah.
That is a wonderful place to start. I mean, you can just see immediately he does not look like a 16-year-old who is not confident on the ball, who doesn't know exactly what his strengths and weaknesses are.
15.
For a sorry,
He's 15,
60
right?
seconds.
15 by the way.
He's 15. He hasn't turned 16.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry,
He'll be
15,
turning
15.
16. I think he'll be turning 16 on December 31st. Like last day of the year. Yeah.
Well, I mean that's even more commendable because like that guy is less than half my age. It's crazy because he's playing against an AC Milan side that is physically solid, and they have runners in their team. They have players who are like 6 feet and above and stuff. And he still managed to hold his own, not just with his dribbling ability, with the pace, agility that he has, but also physically he held his own. He didn't look like he was scared to get into the rough spaces and play the rough game. from time to time. He was very adept and understanding exactly what kind of position he needs to be in, and he was making those movements without feeling afraid. तो I मतलब लोग कहते हैं ना कि this guy has a future in football. I think he has a present in football. Obviously, it is way too early to be giving him too many games from the start.
Mm.
But I feel that we're definitely going to be seeing Max Dauman play for Arsenal this season in some form of the other. Because
Mhm.
absolutely fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Yep, yep. Hey Manjeet, how are you, buddy? How old are you? Eh? Oh, yeah, I think he's asking KV how old are you?
I mean, I'm 34. What
Oh yeah,
people
You're
you told me
you're
exactly.
literally
people
double my age, bro.
Exactly.
people grow old,
Any
and it
person
happens.
I hear of being 30 plus, the instant thought that comes to our mind is he's actually nearly double Arush's age, man.
See,
Actually,
our benchmark has been Aarush because Aarush is the youngest of all of us. So it's like, oh shit.
Actually, I'm fine. Like I've always had fun in life. So even though I'm 34, I still feel like I'm in like 25 or something like that, like mentally or something.
Mhm.
Because yeah, I just like I don't think based on age and stuff like that. I just think just keep learning, just keep staying fresh, have an open mind. And one of the things I love is sport, and sport always keeps you active, not just physically, but if you're physically active, then you're mentally active as well. So yeah, I mean, that's just how I think you should go about it, no matter how old you get. We are best friends now. I'm 38. Oh my god, that all the 30 plus guys are now assembling. It's fine. It's like कौन कौन है 30 साल का बोलो. It's fine. It's all good.
See, we're not complaining. It's just that you don't look 34. That is the shock in our
Yeah.
face.
and it's a compliment.
Yeah, yeah. I hope you understand it was a compliment. Nothing else.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I do get that sometimes.
This guy. I'm 22. Good evening.
Veterans.
Zubimendi, he can be the best friend. We've said this. We genuinely said this. Like Zubimendi is probably the most underrated signing because everybody is so like ready for attackers to come. Nobody is seeing the Zubimendi impact. Again, we'll come to that. We're talking about Max
Yeah.
Doman. I'm 30, but I feel like I'm 19. Bro, we had a lot of chat. Let us not go there. Uh, KV moving like Cap America with 37. Looks like I'm a younger one here, 23. Yeah, yeah, fair enough. Anyways, let's not get distracted. Uh, okay, okay. I know we might miss out this point, so we'll talk about Max Doman. I do want to address this point, right? Thomas John says, "Welcome, Thomas John." By the way, I think this is the second time you're joining us on stream. I hope you're subscribed. Chelsea signing Hato and Simmons is an excellent business. Okay, in my opinion, we've covered most of the spaces that we've been lacking for many seasons. At the same time, Aarush and Parth have been saying this for a while throughout our streams. Let me reiterate it as well for them, right? Getting a Hatu is good in terms of prospect. We're already getting a Mosquera in terms of prospect. We have seen Marley play today as a prospect.
Yeah.
Do we want another backup player to be a prospect while we have Kivior who's like putting good performances, right? Who's like probably a 35 million or 40 million on an average is what I feel. His price tag. Who's ready to play from the get-go. We don't have to be like into thoughts regarding him stepping up. At least that has been a proven fact since he played against Madrid onwards. There are no two thoughts about. So that's why I think going for a Hatu is not a great thing, even if you sell KPR. Now, if you come to Simmons, right? I really, I don't trust the characteristics that he has. That is him jumping between clubs every 2 seasons. He might be a great player, but if he's not showing consistency in one place, how are you going to trust such a talent by investing close to like 60 million? Because now, if you're going to spend 60 to 70 million this season, in 2 years, if he's not going to do well, and he wants to move, we're not going to get back more than 70 million, obviously. So there's no profit being made there. So as a character, I don't trust him. Maybe as a player, he might be great and all that, which all the tactic pros have been telling me. But that's what I think. Do you guys have a different point to this too?
I mean, we can have this discussion when we talk about Chelsea.
No, I know, I know. I just want to like.
Nah, I mean,
Tony?
I mean, his face looks like he's about to break out crying at any moment. To be very honest, like
Hmm.
whenever I look at Javi Simmons' face,
Okay, okay,
he looks like he's about to cry.
okay.
that, that is my input.
Mhm.
Talking like what the comment says in terms of excellent business for Chelsea. Of course, it is excellent business for Chelsea because if you're looking to upgrade on the defense that they have currently, which is one of their weakest points, I think Hato brings in that flexibility that they need, especially at left centre back and left back. You say you're not going to get into games like say 60 games in a season playing Cucurella on the left back. You have someone like Hato who's going to give you that, and I think he's very much in that phase in between of being a prodigy and being someone who's ready to prove himself, because he's done it on the European stage. He's done it for Netherlands as well, very minimal,
Mm.
but I think he is someone who can give a lot to Chelsea at this moment in terms of what the comment said, than it would to Arsenal as well. Because I would like to stick to what I had said earlier as well. Even if there is an opportunity to sign a Hato or someone at the left back, I would still keep in Kivior for what he would give to the club, for how much he would value for the club, and also for how good he did today as well in terms of his qualities, and
yeah,
how willingly he would sit to take bench minutes and compete with the best at the club. And I think that matters a lot when you think of a prodigy and someone who is touching 25, 26 and stuff like that. So I think in that sense, Hato is a good business. Simmons, I'm not sure what position Chelsea. We spoke of it this last stream as well. I'm not sure what position he's coming into cover at Chelsea. May it be that left wing, may it be that attacking midfielder, but that also warrants to where Cole Palmer will play. And he's surely not going to tuck into the midfield pivot because Enzo and Caicedo is going to hold that place regardless. So I think if he's seen as a left wing, good. That makes sense to the fact that they would have some more creativity from there. But they already have Jamie Kittens, they already have Pedro Neto playing that side. So not so sure about how having so much of quality on one attack is going to do benefits to your side. So yeah, that's my thoughts.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I don't care about Chelsea teams at the end of the season. I'm gonna end up. Man, if you guys have been following me on Twitter, I've been rage waiting. I have nothing. I'm just chilling, man. I got too bored before the game. I've been saying random shit like how we should sign Nkunku. I was like how Javi
oh,
Simmons can sign for Arsenal in 2 years. But I'm just kidding. But again, back to the game. Max Dorman. I'm sure, like we've heard what KV has said. That he's absolutely stunned by the kind of performance that he's put on. What do you guys think? Like, do you think it's just preseason hype? Do you think it's new toy syndrome, or do you think he's the truth? We'll start with Parth. What's up?
see, all the young lads that we've got coming from Hayland scream dynamism, at least the attackers. Because we had Ethan Nwaneri who he comes on with intent. He wants to progress the ball, he wants to be in advanced positions, he wants to impact games. Same is the case with Dowman. Dowman is not someone who will take the ball, dance on it, and then just slow down the tempo. His first reaction is to get at the man, get closer to goal, and just take shots and just combine play. That is how an attacking midfielder should play like, and that is exactly what we saw from Vaneri today in the first half and from Dauman in the second half, and that is very promising because again, this can't be preseason hype because it's the player's inherent trait to attack, and that will never change. You can only hone that skill, but you can't suppress that skill.
Mm.
Arush?
I think yeah, we've covered what Max Damon's game is like. I think confidence is something that comes within Haaland's best talents currently. And I think they go unfazed whenever they get these first team minutes and they impress every time. May it be Max Dowman, who's had majority of the hype, may it be even Mali, who's done even very good at the minimal minutes that he's given on debut. So I think for a 15-year-old to do this against like KV said, 6 foot physical side, all of that, I think this is something very impressive to look out for. And he also bridges the gap that Arsenal would want. Not the gap, I would say, but he bridges something that we would want, the directness that Parth said, from right wing, from that attacking midfielder's role. I think for him as a player coming in for Saka unofficially on debut is something that is going to be huge for his development. And that is what is going to make him the best of the best, I think, in my opinion. Yeah.
No, no. It says Max Domin has been named out by everyone from Rice to Mikel. That's a star boy. Physical career with silky feet and shift in direction with low gravity. Very Kaka. Very Kaka. That's high. Very, very high praise. Okay. We'll come back to this. Thoughts on Odegaard today? Again, we'll come back to it. We're talking about all the we're talking about the young Highlanders who made it
Youngsters. Yeah.
youngsters.
Yeah.
So we'll start from there and then we'll go to the seniors who are regular. So yeah. Same some audio is leaking. Please mute if you're not speaking. Fair enough. I guess
It's yours only.
mine. Yeah, probably mine as well. Damn it. Yeah, of course. Do you think Shedo Obama made a mistake leaving Arsenal for United? Because Arsenal have shown that they cherish the talents and given a chance. Where do you think he can develop better as a striker? In all honesty, I think at Arsenal he still had a chance to prove himself.
Yeah.
I really think. What do you guys think? KB, what do you think about this statement?
I mean, he probably, I mean, he made his own choice at the end to go to Manchester United. Some young players do that. Usually they feel that, they might be valued, or they feel undervalued at a certain club at times. So they make this personal decision. And these days, young players do get swayed. And Manchester United seems like an interesting prospect where, you know that they need a striker. Right now, I'm pretty sure Chiro P. Martin is going to get minutes at Manchester United more than he would have gotten at Arsenal. So I think, I think for him personally, from his point of view, I think he made the call that he felt was best for him.
Um, Going back to this comment, right? Max Domin. So, like he said, the directness that he has, right? At age 15, it is something else. Like sometimes you got to be taught, sometimes you just have it. It just feels like he's just born for this moment. Like we've seen like young talent who have come and like try to like do a lot of things at the same time to show that he belongs on the pitch. With him, he just felt like the pitch is with him. He didn't have to do much. He just like was there. I'm trying to like make sense out of it by putting it in simpler words. I just can't because he was that simple. He was that simple on the pitch. It was like like how Saliba does the basics to a higher level. It just feels he's doing his basics at a higher level for his age. Maybe with age he'll become even better. We do not know. That's what we hope for. But from the looks of it, from the way he's been playing, even the training video that they dropped, I think 2-3 hours before this thing, before match, we were in awe. Like it just didn't make sense, like how he was able to beat his man. They were putting in proper tackles, and he just like glided past them. Like none of them just hit him. He just like glided. It was just. I just hope it's not new. It's not a new toy syndrome. I just hope it is the truth, and I just hope we keep
I
developing.
feel I
What I
feel
feel.
when I was watching him, what I felt was that this guy is not only physically adept. See, he's 15 years old. So he right now he is on fire in the sense that he is mentally adapting to each and everything. He's literally 2 to 3 seconds ahead of other players in reading the game at times. So he can be able to anticipate what is going to happen next. And the way that he is progressing, the direction in which he's going, he's not only uh, adapting to the physical aspect of the game, but the mental aspect of the game as well. He knows exactly where he needs to be, which is what I was saying. And if a player at this age, while he's growing his footballing intelligence, if you can call it that, there's no saying where he'll be at the age of 21, because at that time he'll be the actual complete product. Right now he's still uh, he's still growing, he's still learning. But if he's like this at this age, like if you look at Lamine Yamal's dribbling ability, that is not easy to do at such a high level of competition, like playing the Champions League semi-final, playing for Barcelona, being their starting right winger, and doing it time and time again. The ease with which he beats is not just because of his physical attributes, it's because he can mentally confuse the defenders with his movement. And that is where he's actually thinking. He's not worried about the crowd, he's not worried about anything else. He's just worried about how he's going to go from point A to point B to point C and get the job done. So that is where their thinking is. And I feel Max Dauman, I'm not comparing him to Lamine Yamal, but I feel that uh, intelligence wise he's right up there. And I think it's very exciting to see how the finished product is going to look.
And also, I feel that for players like these, I think freedom is something that needs to be engraved in their football, because you see, modern football requires systematic adjustments, it requires to play as a team. But if you compare a player like Dowman to even a Yamal, these guys are people who like to have more of the ball and express through their actions. And that is what is going to be their next, I think, in terms of what their trajectory can be. In because see, normal player would have his prime at 27, 26 and stuff like that. These guys are moving at an age that their prime would come to them at like 21 or 22, like KV said as well. So it is very important for these players to grow in a particular way and not be, like their talent to not be shadowed down with how a team plays. And I think the minimal minutes that he would get this season, which I'm thinking it's going to be minimal, I'm not sure, but I think that is going to be his very big development step, because he's been playing higher up his age for the under 21s and stuff like that
Yeah.
for the past season or so. So it is something to not actually look past. So yeah, let's see.
Also, this point that Shah's made, main thing I noted with youngsters was they are very strong and are able to hold off players well to protect the ball or get out of difficult situations. Um, which will transition into the next player that I'm very excited about, but we'll take the next comment as well. It's his high IQ plus physical prowess to know how far this man is to catching him and changing direction and understanding distances of him.
Yeah.
That's what he's been actually doing. I've not watched Mac. Okay. Are we allowed to show the compilation that Adi made on Twitter? We won't get
He
out.
won't. He won't copyright us. We'll speak to him if he does.
If he's copied it from somewhere, then you can copy it from him. You can just tell him that I did it. I did it once.
Oh,
I mean,
okay, okay. Because it's exactly 1 minute 28 seconds. If people are okay, I don't mind showing the compilations. If you guys are okay, we can do that as well. Or
We'll do it, man.
we'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Max government for you, I guess you're seeing a lot.
What has been talked
see, it's these little touches that he's doing. These one after the other. He makes sure that the ball is always in his control. So no
Yeah.
matter whenever the defender tries to make a move, the ball is still in his control and he can move it in whichever direction he wants to. And that is like brilliant. I mean,
His first
not everybody has
action,
that.
his first action is to
See,
look at the goal, not look away from it.
yeah, yeah.
See, even if he's uh, even if he's struggling to get through his man, he'll try to still find a way to get past him. And if he can't,
Mm.
only then he'll try to play a safe pass.
Look at this interception, bro. Look at how he
Yep.
fakes Leo.
Low man.
Yeah, see, he like whoever that was, who's it? Just completely lost. Like he doesn't know where to look.
Just
Pablo.
at the hold up
He's
play, yeah.
always he's thinking how do I get through this
Yeah.
this like we're gonna face a lot of teams in the Premier League where we're going to be facing a low block, and it is
Mhm.
players like these who are actually going to be able who have that creative flair in their game, who can like confuse the defenders. That is what you want. With your quick movement. That's like everything. I mean, maybe we might be discussing Eze after a little while, but yeah, I think like इसको और Eze को compare करना अलग बात है because Eze is quite a
Yeah.
senior player compared to him, but he also has that creative flair. He also has the ability to confuse his opponents. And but yeah, Max Tauman right now the way that it is, absolutely beautiful to see.
For me, it's just the intent to play a forward pass, and he wants to be on the move at all times. You
Hmm.
can see the eagerness in his actions. And if you curb that down,
बिल्कुल.
then you wouldn't have Max Dauman the way he's playing right now.
Yeah.
I kept the link. This thing. I posted the link in the comments. I mean, in the concurrent chat, so you guys can go and check it out yourself and watch it. Yeah. A drop of shoulder always works, man. Cheat code.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Where to watch the replay? Dr. Vivek, you can. I posted the this thing. I posted the link to a compilation of Max Doman that created Adi. He has made compilations for like every specific player or majority of the key players who have made their debuts today. So you can definitely watch that. If not there, I'm not sure where else you can watch the replay. But
Whole game
uh,
replay, you probably won't get it apart from the
hmm,
Yeah.
Arsenal
yeah, exactly.
highlights.
Yeah, yeah. Again, coming back to this point, right? Being strong in protecting the ball, Josh Nicholas. Last season, when me and Aarush were making bunch of videos, like scouting videos, we had time to like talk off camera regarding Josh Nicholas, Haven, Ethan Veneri, and MLS. Josh Nicholas was a player who we were genuinely like were in awe because we couldn't believe like how he was like short, but was literally like a pocket dynamite. He kind of reminded us of Lamptey as well, like how quick he was and how he's so agile. And the only issue was that even though he got minutes in the first team last season, like in Carabao Cup and all that, it was his injuries that sidelined him from the main team. Else, he was always training with the main team as well. That is why we were not fully surprised when he came on today. But it's always insane to watch a youngster like take on like other players and like pull off something magical out of the blue. So, what did you guys think about it? We'll start with Parth.
I actually didn't get to watch the match like in completeness, so I actually can't comment on that.
Yeah, yeah. Like how it was
It's
his
it's
mental
nice.
lamp. Yeah, yeah.
It's nice people are seeing this Lamptey region when we spoke of this off camera like last season as to how he
Mhm.
was. And I think one of the most unexplored parts of fans seeing him is how good he is offensively. Because if you've watched him for the academy, this guy is someone who really, really loves to overlap, someone who's very good in making those passes in pockets of spaces, and also someone who is good enough to actually challenge tricky wingers with his pace. He's not the best defender per se. He's not got the frame to actually defend for that sense as well. But for someone this young doing this against AC Milan, if we had that one clip of where he actually fooled two, three wingers on the touchline today, that would be crazy. But the balance he has, the agility that he has, in order to actually use both feet and actually get past like cramped up spaces, I think that makes me very, very excited for Nichols because he's only 18 and he has had an injury prone season last season, and I think he's bound to go out on a loan this season, I think in January. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, yeah. And also, had he not been injured, right, there was a very good chance we might have started him few games or at least brought him on as sub when Ben White was having a long term injury and Timber was having the small niggles here and there. So we wouldn't even have to see a certain player put into a left into the right back position and all of that. But yeah, Kiri, what are your thoughts about this player?
Well, initially, I wasn't focused that much on Josh Nichols, but later on, when I noticed that whenever we lost possession in the middle of the pitch, his ability to track back almost instantly really helped out the defense because I noticed once or twice because Kivior at one point in the match was playing the ball carrying defender, and he was moving into a couple of forward positions. But Kivior isn't really the best at it. So there were times when he used to lose the ball, and then AC Milan had an opportunity to attack down the middle, and his ability to track back almost immediately was really good. Also, I noticed he was very sensible in his decision making for an 18-year-old. I think there was one point where AC Milan were trying to make an attack. I think Selemakers was at the edge of the box, and he just put in a very heavy challenge on him, and then Selemakers was like on the floor and out of the game for a couple of minutes. So I think again, very good prospect, very exciting prospect. Uh, he made sure that he's not making any kind of silly mistakes. He was doing the job that was required of him. And sometimes, as a defender, that's one of the most important things that you have to do in the game, because it could be a rush of blood to the head, especially as a young player, where you're out to prove yourself, where you're out to prove to the manager through your performance and trying to express yourself on the pitch. But if you make sensible, calculated decisions, I think that's also good. Plus, included the fact that you know he has those physical attributes to be making. I really didn't see a whole lot of his overlapping runs today, because I felt that especially on the left hand side, I think he was playing at one point. He was playing on the right, right? Josh Nichols was primarily on the right. Kivior was on the
He
left.
he's supposed to be a right back.
Yeah, I feel that usually when you attack from the right hand side, you usually just deliver the ball to Saka. That's how we usually go. And I didn't really see a lot of overlapping runs from him this time, but I'm sure we have a lot of preseason. We have two preseason games left in Asia, and then we go back for the Emirates Cup. I'm sure that we'll see a lot more of it.
Another Highlander who made his debut, which I was excited, was Marley Salman. I will start with Aarush because he's the one who brought light regarding this player. So, Aarush, what do you think about his performance?
I think today he didn't gain the spotlight that you would think of him gaining. But again, a 15-year-old centre back being a part of a preseason tour of a club like Arsenal, going to
Hmm.
Asia in itself is a very, very big statement. Um, if people don't know Salman, he is one of the most highly rated centre back prodigies coming from England. He's been playing higher up his age for the under 21s. He's supposed to be partaking for the under 21s this season as well. Today, what we saw from him was his passing, of course. He had this 160-yard crossfield pass straight to Reece Nelson's feet, which was insane for someone who's. It was just one of his first touches. And that in itself told you how confident he was. Again, a theme within every good Haaland player that's coming out.
Yeah.
Defensively, he looked a bit shaky. He didn't have much to do as such as well, because if you have a Rafa Leao running at you in full speed, I don't think the best of the best defenders have the idea to actually tackle him and get the ball out of his feet. But
Hmm.
um, overall, this guy is someone who has that recovery pace, who's very sweet with his timing of tackles as well. So very, very exciting. I think with Mosquera coming in, being announced soon, and his pathway could be a bit of a niggle in terms of getting the minutes, but for the preseason, for what he has to impress, and for him to actually stay at the club for the future, I think this is going to be a very good experience for him.
KV, thoughts?
But nothing much more to add. Basically, there were a lot of players to cover today, not just the young players, but the first team players as well. So, yeah, same thing. 60-yard long pass, looks confident. A lot of these youngsters, the reason why I wanted to start with the youngsters is because there are a lot of positives about each and every single one of them, and things to look forward to. We're going to get, I hope we're going to get to the cons also. But largely, the cons were not from the youngsters, they were from our the usual suspects, if I can call them that. So that's why I wanted to start on a positive note with the youngsters, and then we can move on to.
Uh, just saw highlights. How was the diagonal pass from Polish VVD, or may I say Van Dijk? Okay.
The first thing when I was typing my tweet, I was like, Dr. Vivek, if he comes on stream today, he's gonna bring up this thought of his that he brought up about VVD. So, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Insane.
Mhm. We need to get into multi-club situation, man. With so many
Sure.
players, we have so many potential. I can already, I can already. Other rivals putting their sneaky eyes on a. Well,
Nah.
see, there will be a point where Arsenal will have to sell the young talent because we can't keep all of them. If they come in to buy, I hope it is for good money because those pure profits only will help the club and put the club's academy at a higher level. Like look at cities, the way that they sell their academy products for like millions, like not just 1 2 million, like in tens. Like they barely make their debut and they send for like millions of dollars, millions of pounds sterling or whatever money out there in the world. So if we are able to do that, I think it'll bring great name. Obviously, we will be missing out on great talent, right? Like if you look at City, Frimpong, Sancho. Sancho right now is not so great, but if you look like that, it is obviously good missing talent. But yeah, it's only a great sign for the club, and the fact that we are going to invest a lot more into the academy, it's a great sign.
The creme de la creme from the Hayland will always get promoted to the first team and they'll get plenty of minutes. It's only
Mhm.
the players who are good, not great, who will be sold.
I think Mosquera could easily settle into LCB role if needed. So
No,
Marley's part
no, no, no,
would be okay.
I
no.
think
That
I
won't
think
happen.
both of it, but when you have Calafiori and Kivior at the club who are expected to play left center back minutes as left footers, I think that would be preferred. But yeah, of course, Mosquera has that versatility and he can play right back as well. So too much to think of.
Yeah, yeah. Don't you guys think today's transfer window has been slow? I mean, the fact that Arsenal were playing, right, nothing else mattered to us. At least to me. At least for me, it didn't matter.
Cristiano is saying there's no link with us today, man. You've been linked with every big signing that there is to be made, man. Come on.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Do we go to usual suspects, or do you guys want to talk about another Highlander who's been said that this season he'll be targeted as a number 8/number 10, not as a Saka backup? Do you guys want to talk about him, or do you guys want to talk about the usual suspects and then come back to the good performances? What do you guys think?
We talk about the usual suspects first.
Usual suspects. Cool, cool. That's
It
good.
would be it would be the usual suspects leading to Ethan Nwaneri, so that will happen naturally.
Cool, cool. So usual suspects. Where do you guys want to start? Zinchenko, or do you guys want to start with everyone's favorite, my boy Martinelli? Where do you guys want to start? Okay, we'll start with
I
Martinelli. We'll start with
I
Martinelli.
have an entire page on Martinelli.
Cool, cool.
Please start. Please start.
Okay,
No,
cool,
no, no,
cool.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Not an entire page, but yeah, definitely. Like the reason why I started even writing was because of him. See, I have always appreciated Martinelli. If you look at the previous season and the season before that, Martinelli seemed like he could surprise us. Like Martinelli with his energy, with his stamina, with his pace, he felt like he was the player who could surprise us. But the problem I have with Gabriel Martinelli is his decision making. Every single time he makes one good move and then 10 bad ones, because like there was this moment where he nutmegged, I don't know who it was, he nutmegged someone right on the outside. I don't know, it was
The
Pavlovich or
right back.
Kyo. Yeah.
It
And
was
then he
this
moves
guy
in and
Sadnik was itself.
then he suffocates himself by going like even closer to the in. He always does this every single time off late that I've seen him, last season that I've seen him. He goes in, he needs to cut back where the players are cutting in, but he goes towards the goal, either to take a shot from his left foot or right foot to make space for himself to shoot, or if the option is no longer available, then maybe attempt a drag back. But that is the wrong decision, because at that point already the two center backs are already covering the first post and the second post in front of the goalkeeper, and we only usually just have one man who's the target man inside the box most of the time. I mean, I noticed that there were occasions where when the team was attacking together, Declan Rice also got a shot inside the box, and Havertz and Saka, and they were like just moving around. But with Martinelli, he moves so fast that the other players don't really have too much time to react to it, and then he just expects somebody to be there, and that I feel is something that he had learned from at this point. So maybe I think Arteta needs to have a sit down with Martinelli and let him know that, you know what, some of these decisions that you're making is selfish. I'm sorry to say that, but it just feels that way. I mean, I know he's probably trying his best and stuff like that. I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I can, but like it's not helping the
Actually,
team at all.
KV, this channel we have open conversations, so you can be as honest as possible. It's fine. It's fine. You don't need to like hide anything. You can be very honest. So if you absolutely hated it, you can berate the performance. It's fine as long
I
as you
mean,
don't like.
he is an athlete after all. Maybe it's okay. It is what it is. अभी अभी नहीं सीखेगा तो बाहर हो जाएगा, क्या कर सकते हैं फिर? मतलब कहीं कभी ना कभी तो सीखना पड़ेगा ना उसे. Like decision making, like I said, is very important in football, and if you're consistently repeating the same mistakes, then you're doing yourself a very big disservice. I know where Martinelli has come from, how much he has struggled probably to get to Arsenal Football Club from where he was. So for that reason, I don't want to say like like yes up like and all that. I hope he fixes himself because like deep down inside, क्योंकि that's why I mentioned last season and season before that, and उससे पहले भी he was better, and he's regressed so much that like कोई भी guess कर लेगा, कोई भी anticipate कर लेगा कि मार्टिनेली क्या करने वाला है, इसका game क्या है, इसको ऐसे फंसाना है, फंस जाएगा, and then he'll just keep complaining about it. There was this another occasion where Bukayo Saka just gave a simple pass from the corner to Martinelli. Martinelli is like in no man's land. He doesn't know where the ball went. Ball usko piche chali gayi, and thankfully there was someone to collect it. I don't remember who it was, but like sometimes I just feel थोड़ा सा absent minded लगता है मेरे को. क्या बोलूं मैं उसके आगे? Like he needs to be present. He needs to be switched on. Like, मेरे को लगता है like जब वो the worst thing is he doesn't look up. He doesn't look up. हमेशा नीचे देखता रहेगा. Like बॉल ना भाग जाए मेरे से दूर. Like dude, come on. Just this is not how football is played. I mean, मैं कोई नहीं होता मार्टिनेली को बताने वाला, पर बाकी सबसे तो सीखना. यू प्लेइंग सच अ टॉप टीम विद सच टॉप प्लेयर्स. मैक्स डाउमन से ही जाके बैठ के बात कर ले, उससे पूछ ले क्या करना है. आई मीन वो बता देगा तेरे को कि भाई you don't think while you're doing the action. You think before you do the action. You're supposed to be 2 seconds ahead of the defender, like I said, but he just seems 2 seconds late, and 2 seconds is too long in football, especially when you're in those tight corners.
Yeah.
That's
Once again, I'm sure that Parth also has an opinion, but people do send in your Martinelli comments now. Whatever comments you're sending regarding Gyokeres or like other stuff, I'm reading it, but I can't bring it up right now because it's relevant to the conversation that we are having right now. I'm not skipping it for no other reason. Okay? So if you're bringing anything regarding the present situation, I'll definitely bring it up. We're bringing some conversations regarding some other topic that we'll discuss eventually. That time I'll make it. But for now, anything regarding Martinelli or like present situation, I'll bring it up. That time. Okay, yeah. This has been a thing, right?
The team has moved past it.
Yeah. So this comment, and there was another one which people also said, which is regarding Reece Nelson. I'm not sure if I can like find it here in the comments because I read it. I just read it sometime. Basically, it goes along this line. It's like since Reece Nelson has left the club, he's still been the best left winger that Arsenal has had.
Yeah.
And I know people have also said, I mean, I kind of agree with this. In pre-seasons, he's always amazing, right? Reece Nelson, I have probably a softer spot than I have for Martinelli because he's a talent that I was like, oh my god, that goal against Liverpool in during lockdown, or like in general, the talent that he is. Again, his injuries are the issues. Do you think right now, like, do you agree with this fact that Martinelli is
No.
entering into that ESR phase where the team has more passes service?
No.
No?
No.
Okay, explain why.
ESR wasn't lesser talented. It was just his injuries which hampered his Arsenal career. Had he stayed fit for one season, one proper season, he definitely had a place at Arsenal and he would have thrived in that left 8 position. I'm pretty confident of that. Martinelli is just too restricted. He's a worst attacker, basically. So yeah. And I don't see it improving because see, for a winger, when they talk about a winger, is for his defensive attributes rather than his attacking attributes, you know that it's over. That
Hmm.
guy cannot beat his man. That guy cannot dribble. That guy runs into space, is clueless about what to do. That guy can't cross. That guy just holds us back. And I really can't care less about your defensive attributes if you can't attack being a winger. Simple.
Arush,
You said that you wanted Shaka. I agreed for one season. You said that you wanted to play with Merino more. I agreed. You said Zinchenko ain't working. Give him Calafiori, he'll thrive. We did that. At one point, you need to stop questioning the ones around him and start questioning the player himself, because beating a player 1v1 is not Xhaka's job. If Xhaka is standing there, that won't help him beat his man. You can see it in his actions. It's been like we've we've been having this conversation for like one and a half year now, man. That guy cannot improve his dribbling. His dribbling is sideways dribble, and then he'll go to the byline. He'll have no idea of what to do. He can't run past the byline. It would be a goal kick. So what he decides to do is cross, and he crosses the ball with his left foot, which half the times is not placed well. I mean, I don't even get the point of that person.
Arush, I'll come back to you definitely. But let me just take a few comments which I think are something that kind of is in my head, but I don't talk it out. Shah says Martinelli difficult game decision issues, but clearly needs an overlap. The clearest chance he could have created was when Havertz overlapped and he didn't pass to Saka. I guess so, yeah. You could say very early to say, but about Nelly, but it doesn't seem that he does seem like he has
Yes,
reached his
yes,
ceiling.
yes.
If you've
Also,
regressed, you can't reach a ceiling, bro. That's not how I see it. You can't
He's
say a
reached a
player has
ceiling
reached
at
his ceiling.
Arsenal. Reached a ceiling at Arsenal.
Yeah, you can say that.
Yeah.
wait. This comment. Do you think teammates losing trust on Martinelli? That is why more ball
No,
are
no, no,
progressed
no,
to the right hand side. I
no,
don't.
no, no,
I don't think we need tactics to understand this.
no.
Arsenal have been very RHS side oriented team because that's where all the creativity comes from. We're trying to solve that by bringing in Zubimendi, and probably with the likes of Ethan Nwaneri or even somebody right-footed, will probably solve even the LHS. That is what we've been trying to solve.
The
So
whole point of us making signings like Gyokeres, and if we are to get Eze, the point of those signings is that we want to unlock the LHS and not solely focus on the RHS. If we are focusing on the RHS, it's natural. We aren't doing it. It isn't a conscious decision.
Madueke might start left wing straight away. Could be. We'll see. I have a feeling Morgan Rogers last season with Villa, he'll join Arsenal. Why did I bring this? I'm sorry, my bad. Okay. Dr. Vivek, and after this we'll go with Aarush. I respectfully
Let's
disagree
go.
with Parth and KV. React by his crosses are good. Judging any player for last season's performance foolish. Arteta prepare the team for no losing rather than winning. Okay. Uh, I agree though. Should get a more complete left winger. Martinelli should become backup, and there was a left wing on the pitch today who would take first choice role. Yeah. We agree with this. I think Martinelli being a bench option is something I've at least come to a reality check. At least me. Arush, do you agree? If not, do let us know your thoughts regarding his performance as well.
I think I was very quick to say that he hasn't improved any which way in the last 2 months of not playing football. With the first 15 minutes I saw of him playing, it's the same thing that everyone's repeated: the decision making, the way he dribbles, the patterns of going outwards more than inwards.
Yeah.
That is what affected, but he wasn't as bad as it's being sounded like, because it's the whole rant of last season being taken into account right now of his 45 minutes that he's played in order to tell me that he's bad. I saw with my own eyes. It makes sense that he's not improved. So it's just the same conversation we're going to have. Um, he had chances on the transition in order to actually find shots. He did the right thing, but not the right decision in the end, which was taking the shot with a certain dip, certain swing around it. No, he couldn't do that. Um, I think this has also this is obviously going to be addressed because LHS looked very, very bad today in the first half, especially with Zinchenko, with Rice being there, Rice positioned higher up the pitch. I don't think that benefited anyone apart from a Nwaneri to actually have a foot ahead and get the ball progressing because I'm not the biggest fan. We spoke of this on the GC. Parth agreed to it as well. We've seen how Rice is made to do too much at once, and that is affecting his overall gameplay.
Yeah.
With Zubimendi, I would obviously give this time. Zubimendi, even today, if you see, I'm going apart from the I'm going back from the Martinelli topic, but I'm trying to tell you something that is related to the left hand side. So what we saw with Zubimendi today was again that he had a total of one backwards pass the whole game, and he played into channels that affected the left hand side a lot. And that tells me that a Rice, a Zubimendi, and then whoever at left back it is, most probably Miles Lewis Kelly, can do better to elevate the left hand side, and that is seen as the option.
Yeah.
Obviously, the left winger has to do the basics of cutting in to actually benefit, and that is where also Gyokeres makes a difference. One of Martinelli's best patches of play last season was when Gabriel Jesus came back to the club, and that was from November to December, and that told us enough in terms of how a runner can be targeted and how a runner should be found out. If you want me to be more particular about today's game, Martinelli had 3 runs in the opening 10 minutes, which I pointed out myself on tweets as well, that weren't found out. So if you're not going to put him into elevated positions, if you're not going to give him the added chances as well to prove himself, you can't tell me that his ceiling has been reached. And that is common sense
Hmm.
for a 23-year-old who has regressed in his performances. So there is obviously way too much for him to improve as a player. Defensive contributions today also weren't that great for him because we didn't have to do a lot of defending in the first half.
Yeah.
Um, Also, there's not much to actually speak of the first preseason game in order to cut some player slack, but I wouldn't want to do that as well. And it's not because it's Martinelli, it's because you need to be critical in terms of seeing what the match was, how the club saw the game going, and just all of that. So I'm just being honest with my thoughts. I honestly want Martinelli to be the bench option because left hand side looked very, very bad today. Um, Not saying in terms of we've not seen the whole lineup play together and all of that, but we will by the time we play Spurs, we'll go with the best lineup possible. And that is going to see Trossard probably start the game because 46 minutes and Martinelli was out today.
Hmm.
That tells you a lot about how we saw the game. Yeah, that's it about Martinelli in my side.
Even I'd even say that Martinelli's off the ball runs are very, very good. I've pointed that out whenever he's played as a proper inside forward. Whenever he's not on the ball, he's great. Whenever he is on the ball, it's a tough sight to witness.
Okay, moving on from Martinelli. I hope we discuss everything fairly. KV, who's the other player on your list?
Oh, uh,
Okay, one second. I think there are two comments I want to take, and then we'll come at it. Okay. Yeah. So the left hand side is totally leaves us to be desired complete opposite to the right side. Fair enough. By the way, welcome to the channel, Vivek Bhai. I hope you're doing well. Dr. Vivek at 23 is one of the most effective left-wing runners in the league, elite at pinpointing fullbacks, high press. Last season, I'm seeing his runs being missed always. Do you think it's like a situation like Hoyland at United, where he makes the runs but nobody sees?
Leave the
By the way,
Hoyland topic, bro, please.
Madueke is no better than Martinelli. If we don't get an essay, we cannot sell. Wait, if we don't get an essay, we cannot sell Trossard. No. What? Madueke is no better than Martinelli.
You got
Okay.
the point of what he meant.
By the way, Martinelli isn't 23. I see Gyokeres left channel runs as they occupying space in half
Yeah,
cases. Yeah. So the point of getting Rodrygo or Eze is that they come more centrally, not as a touchline winger.
yeah,
Had it been a dream signing, it would have been Nico Williams for most of us because he can do both. I mean, that's what we three think. KV, who would your dream left winger would have, left wing addition would have been for a team?
I would take Eze over Rodrigo.
No, dream, like absolute dream. Like, forget like the reality, and just dream.
Oh, dream left wing, Ronaldinho.
Realistic.
You said
Currently
dream.
playing football.
Realistic.
Okay,
Currently
So
playing
right now.
football, no links, all of it.
in this
Acha,
market as
in
of
this month.
2025.
Okay. Oh, that's a tough one. Dream left wing. That's I don't know, man. You just put me on the spot. I
Okay, okay,
mean, I was
okay,
thinking of the one with the links and everything that makes sense, but now to किसी को भी ले आओ, but who would actually fit?
okay. Before this season
I think
ended, who do you think that okay, this if this left winger was at Arsenal, would have changed the way we look at it? Okay,
mm,
okay. I'll give you 3 seconds. Maybe it'll be easier
there's
for you
so
to
many.
think of one name out of nowhere. Okay, ready?
Give us multiple names. Just throw out
Okay,
names.
okay. Give me the top. Just three names. Three names. We'll go with three names.
Um,
Eight. Okay, to help you out, 8 words says Barcola, Kvaratskhelia, Liao, or Gordon. This is a dream. It's a dream.
not
Liao for him.
not Leao, not Barcola,
Crazy.
not even Kvaratskhelia.
Uh, I says
Left.
Kvaratskhelia or Bold. Who's
अरे
Bold?
अरे
बोल दे.
कवर बोल दे.
Oh, okay, Bold. Okay.
Safe.
Uh, will Gyokeres be a left?
हाँ?
Not really.
I'll
I
end
think maybe
myself.
Anthony Gordon. Anthony Gordon, but it is confusing when you're giving that many options. I think I think I like the I think I like the fact that Anthony Gordon is a very forward focused person and he can pick out passes from very odd angles, which is something that he does for Newcastle pretty well, and he's able to find pinpoint passes from the byline and stuff. And plus, he has very good movement. He has that agility, जो Martinelli के पास नहीं है.
This is actually very nice. This see, ideally, many people have said, what many people? We'll just see. Okay, us three, we've always said either Nico Williams or Rodrygo. A guy who was supposed to come probably is busy with something else. He's sort of regular on the channel as well. He is very high on Rafael. He's like the environment is the one that is causing issues. That is why Rafael is not doing well. Or Anthony Gordon are his choices over Rodrigo or Essex. That's what he thinks. Apologies, got to be Kvaratskhelia if dream scenario thinking.
Do I give you two hear me out signings at left wing?
So
One you
many-
would hate. No, one you would hate. The second one I'm not too sure about. First being Marcus Rashford. I like the player. I love him. And the second guy is, which I would love to have at Arsenal, is Luis Diaz.
I do like Luis Diaz quite a lot. But then I don't know, man. I don't know. At Arsenal, I mean, he probably would settle in this team. He has that work rate. Definitely, he's done such an immense job in helping out Salah at Liverpool. I feel that the kind of runs that he makes, he attracts a lot of players towards him. He makes those incisive runs. तो वो साला के लिए जगह छोड़ देता है to do well. And I feel that like if the same tactic was applied at Arsenal, we could do pretty well. But then like वो थोड़ा सा counter attacking वाला situation नहीं हो जाता है. Like that's what Liverpool are so good at. Whenever there's a set piece against Liverpool, it's a problem for the opponent. कि भाई अगर गलती से बॉल छूट गई तो like run for the hills kind of a situation.
Good point. Man, I like Luis Diaz, man, and I honestly like Marcus Rashford. He's a damn good footballer, man. I tell you that. Nah. He's a great footballer. I know.
विला के लिए अच्छा खेला था फिर. ये विला के लिए अच्छा किया था उसने.
हाँ, अच्छा किया था. वो सब बोलते हैं 2 असिस्ट 3 असिस्ट जो भी दिया, इम्पैक्ट रहता है उस आदमी का यार. वो अच्छा प्लेयर है वो.
Okay, so we can continue talking about the usual suspect that KV has to talk about. Else, for a short while, we can go to Milan side and talk about a player who many fans have been raving about. Which one do you guys want to do?
Usual suspects.
Little suspects.
I'll just
Yeah.
do this one very quickly because once again, because we have to respect the caveat of the preseason situation.
Yeah.
मतलब it is not the be all end all of our judgment. And
Yeah.
हमने जो आज देखा हम उसी के बारे में बात कर सकते हैं based on the time that was spent on the pitch and how it was utilized by the respective players. So first of all, I would like to mention Zinchenko. Now, before anybody starts thinking that I'm about to hit him with a lot of negativity, I actually thought he, like as an inverted left back, chalu kiya tha wo Zinchenko. I think left centre back was Calafiori. He was the one staying back. Zinchenko was the one moving forward. So I'll tell you this: Zinchenko has played with a lot of talented footballers in his career. There's no doubt about it that he has talent and footballing intelligence on his own itself. It is the weakness comes in जब जब उसको अपना actual काम करना होता है, which is defending. Like I think he has a great ability to pick out passes from that particular area. कहाँ क्या कहते हैं उसको, like right outside the D, like around the 20-25 yard spot, a little bit further than that. So when usually Arsenal don't take the ball towards the corner flag and then try to look for a cross. We usually somewhere around the D, that's where we try to hit like a diagonal cross inside, because then it becomes easier for whoever the target man is to just easily guide the ball using the ball's momentum in itself, and that actually is a very good way to score goals. And because we have Kai Havertz as a target man, I think Zinchenko is a pretty decent supplier of those kind of balls inside the box. But the problem is that whenever he loses the possession or whenever he's caught out, it suddenly becomes a big problem. अभी कई बार हुआ था. I think there was this one occasion where Liao was through, and only thanks to Saliba. Saliba, in fact, actually cut across players and was able to challenge Liao right inside the box and make a very comfortable clearance. But otherwise, everybody else would have started panicking and oh my god, yeah, क्या हो रहा है? When I was watching, I was like, oh my god, yeah, we're going to concede. But then, thanks to his presence of mind, composure, and smartness, I think we get saved. But once again, देखो जैसे मैंने स्टार्टिंग में बोला था, वी हैव टू रिस्पेक्ट, ये प्री सीजन है, जो जो प्लेयर खेले हैं जितने जितने टाइम में क्या यूटिलाइज किया है. वी आर ऑल्सो टॉकिंग अबाउट another season. Basically what I'm trying to say is these can be liabilities. कि चलो आज ठीक है, प्री सीजन फ्रेंडली था, चल गया, कोई बात नहीं, होने दो जो भी हो रहा है. पर ये प्रीमियर लीग में नहीं चलेगा, चैंपियंस लीग में नहीं चलेगा. वी विल गेट सिवियरली पनिश्ड एंड विल गेट टाइम एंड टाइम. एंड अभी तो चलो हम बिना प्रेशर के साथ खेल रहे हैं, प्लेइंग इन अ गेम जहाँ पे हम जीत गए एंड देन पेनल्टीज पे हार गए, विच इज रिडिकुलस. जब when the pressure is on, I think these things will affect the entire team, and it'll have kind of a ripple effect, and that pressure will start showing on everybody. Uh, so these are liabilities that need either you fix them or you remove them. I mean, that is what my opinion is on that particular subject.
Good, sir.
Any you guys want to add something, or you guys agree with what you said?
I completely agree with what KV said because see, Arsenal has to be run like a business at some point. You can't have players who are always sold a year late, a year too late. Leandro Trossard should not have stayed at Arsenal this season. He stayed at Arsenal, regressed. Zinchenko, I mean, he just is a body at Arsenal. He contributes nothing to Arsenal in terms of playing games where he's the second fiddle to our main starting left back. That doesn't happen. He only plays dead rubber games. So that's the thing. And with Zinchenko, the profile that he has, he's essentially crafted a niche for himself. So to get rid of him, you need that perfect buyer. Not every club will look at Zinchenko and say that okay, he's a good footballer, we can get him in. Only the teams that employ an inverted left back structure will benefit from him. Otherwise, he's not good. And it's just that we keep on holding such players who are good, but whose job at Arsenal is done. Zinchenko and
Hmm.
Jesus were meant to elevate the side. They elevated it. They should have left. Trossard came in, helped us mid-season, had a good next season. We should have sold him till the time he had value. Now we're just clinging on to like what 20 odd million for both Zinchenko and Trossard. That is not how we should be
Mm.
acting like.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Nothing much to add from my side as well. Aarush, same thing?
No, no, nothing more.
Yeah. Next. Amy, do you have Odegaard on your list, or is there
I have
somebody?
multiple opinions about Odegaard.
Okay.
And what I would like to start with is, देखो, I know people want to criticize Odegaard, but let me say this: that Odegaard is a very good orchestrator inside Arsenal. He is good at managing the press. He is good at managing and telling people where to be, what to do.
Yeah.
हाँ ठीक है, लाइक ठीक है, फ्री किक लेता है तो सीधा वॉल में मार देता है, उसके पासेस थ्रू नहीं जा रहे, he's missing out. But पता है क्या, what I feel is, from what I've seen with Odegaard is, we all know that he can be really really good. God knows, past couple of seasons he's been absolutely magical for us. तो जिससे पहले मैं इतने बड़े टैलेंटेड प्लेयर, स्पेशली क्लब कैप्टन को के बारे में कोई जजमेंट पास करना शुरू कर दूं या देना शुरू कर दूं, I just want to remind everyone that actually Martin Odegaard performs really, really well जब उस पे खूब सारा pressure आता है. In the sense that we know he has a lot of quick movement, and I feel that right now the pieces of the puzzle जो हमने आज देखा, they're not there yet. I feel जो हम ये puzzle की बात कर रहे हैं, Zubimendi, Gyokeres, this is meant to allow Odegaard to play a little bit better. अगर आपने आज Odegaard की positioning देखी होगी, and if you compare it with Zubimendi is playing deep. There's at least a minimum distance of 2 meters at any given point, Zubimendi. And whenever Zubimendi feels stuck, Rice is always tracking back, allowing Zubimendi to pass and then making some space, trying to allow Zubimendi to, matlab, some movement, right? Odegaard is in a much more difficult position than Zubimendi, because Zubimendi has that freedom in that particular area. He can release the ball back, he can release it right, release it left. But Odegaard has to make a split second decision, and
Yeah.
that sometimes is criticized a little bit more, because अगर उसने हल्का सा भी गलत decision ले लिया ना, then immediately you lose possession. But he always makes sure to track back. He always makes sure to try and get possession again. And I feel that there is still more to come from Martin Odegaard. Today's performance was not up to the mark. Definitely not. I was hoping for a little bit more, but then again, वही है ना, like pre-season का पहला मैच है, 45 minutes खेला है वो. थोड़ा सा I feel he might surprise us this year. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm saying it, but I feel there is more to come from him. Yeah.
I
Aarush, what do you think?
I think he did really well today. I think he had enough influence on the passage of play. He came on 46th minute. He The positioning is what matters the most in my opinion. I think he got that what we spoke of throughout off season, that what Zubimendi would elevate him to. He got that. I think he had at least 4 to 5 passes in the final third. I think today, and I think they were quite dangerous in itself as well. Havertz didn't do much today in terms of making those runs for him. Odegaard had misplaced passes as well. But what I really admire of Odegaard today was that he was taking shots himself without actually thinking of passing the ball in every two sequences or actually taking extra touches to force stuff. I think he did very well in that sequence, and Gyokeres is obviously going to elevate him with the amount of channel runs that he makes. So I'm not going to be too yeah, I'm not going to criticize him too much because I think it's just game one and he has a lot to prove. And Zubimendi has half made his job much more easier in that sense, in my opinion.
I'll try and give two sides of the same coin with Odegaard. So when the fan base looks at Odegaard, now we look at Odegaard through the lens of Nwaneri or a Dauman. I mean, by what they actually do, what they actually are capable of, and they compare it with Odegaard, who isn't the best at it because he obviously has his limitations. When it comes to the agility, I don't feel like Odegaard is the most agile forward when he's receiving the ball on the half turn. He can't do that at a very high level. Can he do that? Yes, he definitely can do that, and he does execute it as well in games. But he can't do it consistently, and that is one area which holds us back, held us back last season as well. And it is just the release of the pass that was a bit lacking. And I would put it down here. I would put it down to the lack of runners that we have. Havertz, for as much as I like him, I don't feel like the striker position is tailor made for him. I don't feel like, I honestly don't feel like striker is his best position. It is the second striker. It is the LCM position he used to play when he first joined us. With Havertz, you do not get natural centre forward runs. He makes runs where he's able to hold the ball when someone throws a long ball at him. He can shield it, he can lay it off for others, and then he'll try and make a run. He'll try to make those intelligent runs. But at one point, when you've got a creator behind you, your job is just to run and just to have the belief that a ball would be played to you. You just have to be in that position, which Havertz does not have. And it's not his fault, it's just the area he's lacking in. And I've got no issues with that. So Gyokeres solves that. Martinelli, ठीक है अब उस पे क्या बोलना. Saka, with Saka I do feel like once we get the right hand side sorted, as in once Timber gets those overlapping runs as well, because last season Timber was the one who underlapped more than he overlapped. But I'm pretty sure that that would change. And with Saka coming more central, being the RCM that everyone think that he should play in the position he should play in, that would naturally happen, and it would be Odegaard and Saka who would be closer to each other. And obviously, with runners, he'll definitely have his will have his best games. But does he have his restrictions? Yes. And do I feel that he can overcome those weaknesses? Nah.
He has his restrictions in tight spaces, and
Yeah.
I've seen him actually coming out of them before. Like in certain situations, I do feel um, आई डू फील समटाइम्स मेरे को लगता है कि वो सिर्फ या तो साका को ढूंढ सकता है, ठीक है, या फिर वो हैवर्ट्स को ढूंढ सकता है इन द सेंटर.
Yeah.
तो वो एक बहुत ही लिमिटेड ऑप्शन है फॉर अ प्लेयर लाइक
Mhm.
मार्टिन, एंड दोज आर द टू अटैकिंग ऑप्शंस, द वंस वेयर यू कैन स्कोर गोल्स फ्रॉम. वरना उसके पास वो पीछे पास करने का ऑप्शन है, या फिर टुवर्ड्स डेक्लन, or maybe try again. But by that time the opposition has already settled in the low block, and they're like कि,
Yeah.
अब आना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाएगा. So it's very easy to watch a game and try and judge Odegaard, but I can tell you it will be extremely difficult to be in his position without him having the support that is needed to elevate his game also. So yeah, I feel that अभी हम नहीं कह सकते. Let the signings come. Let's see what happens, and
Yeah.
then I'm pretty sure there will be better days.
And I honestly love the point KV made about making those split second decisions, which I feel Odegaard isn't the best at, because once he gets the ball, it's been happening. I mean, it happened the last season where he had the ball, he held on to the ball a bit too much for my liking, and he refused to pass the ball. He got camped by players and he lost possession of the ball. That is where Nwaneri shines. Nwaneri does not let that happen because he's agile, because he's more agile than Odegaard. So if Odegaard can improve in that aspect, I don't feel like there's a problem with him, because what Odegaard does, Nwaneri and Dauman can't do.
Mm.
Okay. Okay. To be fair, I thought it was like a regular game for him because once he came in, a lot of balance was again back in the midfield. I know the likes of Dorman and Ethan Nwaneri brought in a lot of excitement, but there was no stability in that thing because when they were there and Odegaard was not there, the number of transitions we were hit on was very obvious. Again,
Yeah,
it's
Mm.
very hard to like judge the kind of player he's been deployed as because sometimes we feel that okay in split decisions he's too weak. sometimes we feel that okay, if he's not there, things are not happening. How are we going to resolve that? Like how KV Bro said, let the players come, let them like gel, let them understand each other's weaknesses, and then like go about things. Maybe that is what's going to happen
I
along the preseason. Let's see.
I actually have a question for all three of you and for those in the chat. Do you feel that Rice's role in the team, the role that it was today and the role that it has been all through the last season, it affects Odegaard
Yeah,
adversely? Adversely.
I wouldn't say Edward.
yeah, not adversely,
See,
but it does
definitely,
affect him.
I agree. I agree as well because the whole point that we thought, okay, with Zubimendi and Rice is that Odegaard is going to be in that main cog of attack, and these two are going to like make sure that the team plays in that high line or in that spaces which ball can't go further back. So with Rice being that up top, somebody needs to be in that space to help out Zubimendi. So I don't know how to explain this.
No,
Like, Arish,
you're getting there. You're getting to my concern.
Arish, do you have a better way to explain this, or like,
No,
is
no,
it
no.
too early
Parth,
to?
Parth explain what you meant.
As a creator, one should have the freedom to only create and be rest assured that if you lose onto possession, there's players behind you who can save you, who can prevent the team from being hit on the counter, and who are just there to win the ball back and let you recycle possession. Does that happen when Odegaard is right up there in the right half space, and Declan, for as good as he is, he literally is the left centre mid. He is literally the five in the attack that we attack with. And I don't agree with that because that leaves us too short at the back. And you can see that it even happened today. We lose possession. The winger is crazy. So the winger is literally running at our defense, and it's just our defense being too good that we are able to counter that position. It was Saliba who saved us. Milan had the counter attacks they needed. They could have done more of it. And why do the counter attacks happen? Because Declan Rice's position too far up ahead, which I don't agree with in the slightest.
There was a moment in the game. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
Continue,
off.
continue.
No,
No, I
it's
was
okay.
saying that there was a moment in the game where I where Zubimendi, where Rice was ahead, just like you said. I don't know who lost the ball. Maybe it was a wrong pass by Zubimendi to Miles or Miles to Zubimendi or something like that, and they lost possession right in the center of the pitch.
Hmm.
And Zubimendi
Zubimendi's pass.
tried to tackle to try and get the ball back, but that's not his forte. And as soon as that
Yeah.
tackle went wrong, they were through. Any other team, you do that against Madrid, Barcelona, PSG. We're going to be playing in the Champions League final. We're hoping to do well there. We're going to be facing these teams, Inter Milan or Manchester City or anyone, Liverpool. That happens, you concede. You immediately concede because everybody's on their back, and you know that
Hmm.
these teams are going to punish you extremely.
Yeah.
I am a little bit मैंने पता है मैंने आज एक टैक्टिकल बोर्ड है उसमें मैं ऐसी ड्राइंग्स बना रहा था कि अगर ये यहाँ तक जाता है तो फिर who is going to stay back, who is going to push forward. I think in some ways I agree with you कि because Zubimendi is a deep playing playmaker. ठीक है, he has his certain ability to he has very good vision, which what we saw today. So he has that ability to put in long balls. He even tried once to put Havertz in through the center. Havertz
Hmm.
was too slow. Unfortunately, that couldn't materialize. Um, but पता है क्या, the problem with having a player like Declan Rice is he is really, really, really good in a lot of different ways. He is good
Yeah.
in attack. He is good in defense. He is he's good at tracking back also. He's a human being, so he just can't suddenly do a 100-meter dash immediately to the other side. But the fact that you don't use him as much, देखो, this previous season we used Declan Rice so much, like he was everywhere. I mean, उसका heat map तो मैं देखना भी नहीं चाहता. Like the poor guy ran लिटरली मतलब मैराथन भाग लिया होगा हमारे लिए. So I feel, it's a confusing decision to make as when you're setting tactics up. कि यार राइस को बोलूं तो बोलूं क्या. एंड पता है क्या, राइस, डेक्लन राइस हिमसेल्फ इज एन एक्सपीरियंस्ड इंस्टिंक्टिव फुटबॉल प्लेयर. उसको मैनेजर बोल भी देगा ना, आर्टेटा बोल देगा कि नहीं नहीं पीछे ही बैठ, तू पीछे ही बैठ, तो राइस बोलेगा ना ना ना, आई कांट डू दैट, आई हैव टू पुश फॉरवर्ड. He is that kind of person. He's a leader. He makes instinctive decision. He interprets the game through his own experience, and he takes risks sometimes. So it's not maybe always up to Arteta to tell Rice what to do. Rice को कभी कभी अगर लगता होगा कि यार, what, momentum is with us, we need to like step on their throats and try and get the goal out. But then again, it's a calculated risk, and sport is at the end of the day all about risk. So if Rice is making this decision on his own to stay up front, try and help the attack as much as possible, that's one thing. Uh, Whether it's impeding Odegaard's ability as a playmaker, I don't think so. I don't think so, because Odegaard के पहले सीजन और दूसरे सीजन में हमने देख लिया था that he can manage. With Rice, without Rice, he can manage creating chances. So I think I don't know what has happened last season. Odegaard just seemed a little bit stuck inside his head. Like वो overthinking वाला नहीं, वो problem सा हो जाता है कभी-कभी. I mean, we forget that these players have that human factor also behind them. कुछ ना कुछ चलता रहता होगा. Uh, Not always are you going to be on top form. Sometimes you just lose form, then you just have to get back up. And I feel that अगर वो थोड़ा सा उसको क्लैरिटी आ गया ना कि यार मेरे को वैसे खेलना है जैसे मैं पहले खेला करता था, just get that feeling back, then I think it can change. It's not always on like मेरे को मालूम है like numbers and everything are important, but sometimes you just have to remember that these guys are just regular dudes, they just play really good football. That's it. बस थोड़ा सा अपना सा clarity कर ले. And I feel आएगा. Like we just have to wait a little bit more in the preseason and see what happens.
I honestly think
Good.
this is based on multiple things. Today, I thought Rice was higher up relatively much
Mm.
more than what he was. Um,
Mm,
this can be a reason to why Calafiori was playing as the center back today. Initially, if you watch the game, Zinchenko didn't invert as much as he
Yeah,
would,
yeah.
and he played wider. And that actually didn't benefit Martinelli to the runs that were seen, which Calafiori wanted to play, couldn't play, passes were intercepted. But the thing was, whenever we won back possession with Norgard being a destroyer profile at 6, the thing was that Rice was always higher up. And that
Mm.
time you had Nwaneri next to him. And Nwaneri
mm,
brought that fluidity to
Yeah.
actually move everywhere across zone 14. And that also made Saka come into central positions. Now, if Odegaard can balance between Zubimendi's role and Rice's role, whether they interchange
mm,
between games, I think moving to the left, letting Declan also have that freedom in actually moving across the midfield gives a good balance to what the game is because it has worked with Nwaneri. Nwaneri
Mm.
is not the best
mm,
in tracking back, but um this gives you like this gives Zubimendi like the presence to actually play as that smart tackler of the ball or smart deep line playmaker, what we're calling him to be. And then that
mm,
elevates Odegaard. But the thing with Odegaard is that you wouldn't want to see him in spaces tracking back more than you would want to see him creating.
Yeah.
And this
mm,
creativity should come across the front line, not only towards the right hand side, which I think is a reason in which Rice is affecting him. But again, like KV also mentioned in multiple ways, that Rice is equally good in doing you um, giving you too much in sense of giving you too less, if you get what I mean.
Mm.
So
Mm.
mm,
it's quite confusing. If you put this on a tactical board, I think Arsenal have an answer to this, and this answer comes with MLS's inversions,
Inverting. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and also for a fact that Gabriel is the main center back over there in terms of covering
correct.
that position, and I think they have that perfect balance there. So I think Arsenal know what they're doing in that sense. Rice wasn't meant to be an 8 as well, if you know. He was signed to be a 6. So how things are planning to be, it does look like we have see, it's not that we're expecting him to play 55 to 60 games across just as a left center mid. We're gonna see rotations. We're gonna see
Hmm.
creative outputs. We could see one area as an 8 as well from there. So I think there are multiple ways in unlocking Martin Odegaard to what we would want to see him do. And firstly, let's just see how a center forward does him justice from there. Because in tight spaces, I think he was very good. I think he was very agile today as well. He won multiple fouls as well. He baited press with whatever touches he had to run. So I think we're doing good in that sense. And none of these guys actually had a bad game as such. So yeah.
Hmm.
Let's move on from this. We'll talk about a player that many of the people in the chat have been asking for, Reece Nelson.
Um,
Elite
Wait,
talent,
he's
man.
what do you guys have to say for that?
You know, I keep raving about this one thing: intent. That guy has got the intent to attack.
Hmm.
The moment he comes on the ball, he wants to create, he wants to run at defenders, he wants to take his man on.
Hmm.
You don't see it with wingers at Arsenal. That guy has got a natural flair to him. He's fleet footed. I mean, he's got all the qualities you'd need from a winger.
Hmm.
It's just that he gets injured way too often. And
Wait,
that has seriously marred his career.
hmm. Uh, I don't think there's much to add regarding this because we already spoke about the kind of player he is and all that. But yeah, Nelson is the Sancho that never left. What do you mean?
Now he means it as a compliment. I have had this conversation with Sanjay.
Eh?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Sancho is not a bum, man.
Exactly. So now Ethan Veneri, right? Do you guys not Ethan Veneri? Who's the player that?
Yeah,
Damn it.
Nwaneri.
No, no, no. We spoke about Ethan Veneri as well. We'll talk
why don't we
about
talk
Rafa.
about Norgard?
Huh.
Hmm.
That is Norgard or Rafael, but okay, we'll talk about Norgard. Who wants to start here? Okay, Aarush, you start since
I
you brought
think
it up.
हाँ,
sorry नहीं मैं आई वाज जस्ट सेइंग वन थिंग मेरे को लगा नॉर्गार्ड पहली बार सिंगापुर आया है वो इतना थका हुआ लग रहा था लाइक 25 मिनट में खत्म हो गया था वो लाइक मेरे को ब्रेंटफोर्ड वापस भेजो कह रहा था वो मैं कहा नहीं खेला जाएगा मेरा इतना ह्यूमिडिटी में कहाँ तो मेरे को
I
लगा कि
think
नॉर्गार्ड
yeah, if you watch their clips from the Arsenal main account, one thing that Zubimendi mentioned is that they are very jet lagged.
Hmm.
Zubimendi especially because he traveled from Spain, he came to England, went to
हम्म,
Singapore, and the
Hmm.
traveling over there, meeting of fans and all of that. And if you want to put sense to this, there were multiple clips of Norgard being the only guy in the whole bus sleeping.
Yeah.
So if I want to put sense to that, I would put it like that. But yeah, Norgad's performance, I think very decent. He wasn't
yeah,
found as
tidy.
much on the ball because of
Yeah.
Zinchenko. I think MLS would do him more justice from there than a Zinchenko would because Zinchenko is very control freak. So it comes out like that Norgard doesn't get majority of the ball. But I think he did very well in actually winning back possession whenever he got the chance. And he was quick in letting go of the ball
Hmm.
and letting go of the ball and passes going towards Nwaneri, which I think was key to the way we attacked in the first half when he was there.
Yeah.
There's nothing much to speak of him in regards of that, but I think he was neat in covering ground, but of course he got tired. That's what I saw after like 20, 30 minutes. He was actually gasping. So it is something we need to look out for. But obviously, we are not looking for him to start games against the best of the best sides. We're looking for him to be an option off the bench and stuff like that. So I think as a destroyer, he's going to do really well for us.
Yeah.
And he's shown early signs for that as well. So let's see.
नहीं आई जस्ट हैड दिस थॉट व्हेन मैं सारे प्लेयर्स को इंडिविजुअली असेस करने की कोशिश कर रहा था मैच देखते हुए एंड सडनली मैं देखा अरे नॉर्गार्ड कहाँ है एंड देन आई सडनली नोटिस दैट अरे वो बैक फोर हैज सडनली टर्न्ड इनटू अ बैक फाइव एंड वो बेचारा थका आ रहा है नॉर्गार्ड इज ट्राइंग टू रन इन फ्रंट ऑफ सलीबा I was like, oh my God, this man is dead. But he did deliver in the 14th minute. He did deliver a very good cross, uh,
Hmm.
almost
Yeah.
pinpoint right towards the penalty spot. And if somebody, it was perfect. pinpoint header वाला जो cross नहीं होता है. So if
Again, no
somebody अगर
runners.
Havertz की positioning थोड़ी सी ठीक होती हाँ तो वही तो that would have been good. So
He
yeah,
also
I
created the
mean not
chance
judging.
for Nwaneri, the shot which Nwaneri had from the left hand side,
Hmm.
which almost
Yeah,
got he created
Bro,
that.
that
So
was so cool.
yeah,
one touch and turn and shot.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I actually want to ask a question to KV. I mean, I know both of your answers to it, so yeah, that's fine. Noni Madueke, do you see him as a signing that was necessary? And what do you feel is Ethan Vaneri's best pathway at Arsenal? Is it the one that we are planning of him right now as an 8 or a 10? Who he'll probably be the backup to Odegaard, or do you see him in the same position he was used in last season, wherein he was covering for Saka more and he was deputizing for Odegaard, but not as much?
also, before you answer KV, Parth, do you think that he tracked back enough today in Odegaard's role?
I honestly didn't get to watch the match like in depth, so I
KV
can't
answer,
really comment
please.
on it.
KV answer.
I तो देखो see I'll say something. When Arsenal were moving forward, Nwaneri generally looked very happy the way where he was playing. The way that he was moving, the way that he was keeping his line, it was really good. Now people have been making observations about the pressing and the control we had between the in the first half and in the second half. Now, honestly, numbers wise, I feel Arsenal had a fantastic game. We absolutely dominated AC Milan off the stat board. वो तो एक बात है. But then when it comes to individual performances, देखो, again, Aarush and Parth and Sucheet, Nwaneri is still a young guy. Young guys generally don't track back that much. ठीक है, like time लगता है उनको. Like they need to be coached into it. They need to be that thing needs to be hammered into them. Some people do it फटाफट से instantly. Others don't. Everybody is their own kind of individual. So हाँ, going forward, loved Nwaneri. His movement, loved it. Agility. There was this one move that he did on the right hand side. पता नहीं उसने किसको फंसा दिया था. Absolutely fantastic.
Pavlovich.
Turned him around. Pavlovich. Thank you. And like those kind of things, that little bit of magic, fantastic. But yeah, when it comes to experience and when it comes to assessing the situation, thoda sa, yes, obviously, needs to do better. And with time, I think he will. And I think वो अब सही जगह खेल रहा है. I think center is where he needs to play. I liked him there. I like the fact that he took risks, he took chances, and if he had scored that goal, we probably might not have had this conversation because it would have been a banger of a goal. In my
Okay. I thought Ethan Veneri's performance in that role was fantastic because we've been assuming that he's been playing like that in the academy, right? So why was he played as a right winger? It was because Saka was not available, so that's why he was pushed into the right wing position. But we always felt, I mean, at least that I
I
felt,
agree with that.
me and Arush felt. I'm okay. Forget Arush. I felt that he was better backup because if if we were to find somebody to play in that central zone from an academy, it was either him or MLS. MLS too, we've seen how well he's developed into the left back, coming into the midfield or playing from the midfield directly. And we've seen that sometimes as well. But Ethan Veneri on the right wing looked so out of touch, even when we had the ball, even when we didn't have the ball. Whereas him centrally, I felt with him, with players around him, he was much more available with the ball and much more effective with the ball. And then did he track back enough? I didn't think it became so much of an issue that if he didn't track back, it became an issue. It just felt like he was doing his bit properly. That uh, tracking back didn't become an issue. I don't know how to say that properly. Let me just try that again. He tracked back enough where he could get back the ball and recycle the ball into attack. Let's just say like that. That's what I felt. Arush, do you have something to add or like what?
No, no, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, fair.
nahin, I just felt that with Odegaard, Arsenal's shape is different.
Hmm.
With and without possession, and it's a very quick transition. As soon as we lose the ball, we come into shape very quickly. When Odegaard's not there, I think थोड़ा सा हल्का सा hodge podge रहता है. I noticed that in the around 22nd minutes, 22nd minute, there were these chaotic situations that we were facing all of a sudden. But I think that is slight difference, and I think that can easily be fixed.
And I still hold the opinion that
One one second.
Arteta.
One second. I really appreciate the fact that you have even written on the timing regarding that. It brought back memory. But yeah, thanks for that. Part go on.
I still hold this opinion that Arteta letting Nwaneri express himself as a right winger was the best move. Had he been central from the get go, it would have turned ugly. I'm telling you, he wouldn't have developed the same way. Had he been thrown in
That
the deep end, because I've seen him play central, he does everything that's needed to be done on the ball, but off the ball, out of possession, Arsenal does not look the same, and I don't like
I
it.
think I think the reason why he didn't play in Odegaard's absence from central was exactly why you're saying. The reason why he was played right wing minutes was exactly why it is seen to you that he should be developed through right wing. But you have to understand that a player's say what is it?
I'm not saying that he should be developed through the right wing. My entire point is give him a season to transform from the right winger that he was playing in to midfield. The
But he's
transition
not
would
a
be
right winger.
smoother.
He's not a
The
right winger.
transition would be smoother is my point. My
He
point is not him being a right winger playing in the midfield. I do believe that midfield is his role, but he shouldn't just be thrown in the deep end.
He's not being thrown in the deep end. He got tested last season, man. He got tested and now he's being tried out because it's not about him not working out from right wing or his development not being transitioned from right wing. It was for the fact that Arteta wanted experience from that end in terms of what he wanted from his right winger. And he wanted versatility from a player who would be left footed primarily playing on left wing as well. It's not for a fact that um, he doesn't have the qualities to track back or he doesn't have the qualities to transition from there in order to actually make the difference. So, no, I think the initial plan from Gunnar Block's piece when he said this was post preseason last year that Nwaneri's growth was always seen as a midfielder because he came there from the academy. And this is prior to Dowman actually making a name for himself.
Hmm.
So I think in terms of planning for his development and in terms of what even the England side see him do is playing attacking midfield minutes and not right wing minutes for the way he should be applied to give the freedom and not be pushed towards the touchline. So I think that's the right thing that the club is doing.
Yes.
Sachin says out of position, there's too much space to be in. Odegaard knows where to press and where to go. Ethan and Nwaneri doesn't. Whenever he doesn't, Wenger has said the same. Develop the player as a winger and then shift him inside.
And my entire point is, even if he's developed as a right winger, he'll end up central, so it really won't make a difference.
Okay, him not playing as 10 because that position is our link pitch for
Linchpin for
right
present. Yeah.
and track back attack as well. It is too much to learn for Ethan, and hence he was not played as a 10. He played right wing because he was left. Yeah, hi, welcome. like okay, I mean we've already discussed so much about that, but
I just
we
wanted to know KV's POV.
On what?
uh,
Sorry, I missed the
no,
question.
No, 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 no.
regarding Ethan Werner, we spoke about that. Right? So,
You're
yeah,
done.
yeah,
You gave your opinion.
it's cool. It's cool. A player who I thought looked completely different, not physically, but even the mentality that he brought into the team right, was Havertz. I have my thoughts, but
Hmm.
we'll start with this one. Parth. What do you think?
I just based my entire conversation of not seeing Havertz as a centre forward in the first place. Because I just don't feel that he's got the striker's instincts to latch onto the crosses, the low crosses, or the cutbacks that are offered. Can he be in the positions? Definitely. Does he come in those positions? Definitely. But does he do it consistently? No. His best role is when he makes those late runs. That is where he succeeded and he'll succeed. Gyokeres is a requirement at centre forward. It has nothing to do with Havertz. It's just about having a striker with a poacher's instinct. He should know where the goal is. His first instinct should be to take a shot, to latch onto the crosses that are offered, to latch onto the cutbacks. Today, we literally Saka was cutting the ball back at all times, and there was no one to feed off it. We just need a
Or
striker. I did Havertz have a bad game? Not in the slightest. Did he have a great game? No. Havertz does not have bad games. Havertz just has games where he is there.
I
Yeah.
honestly think the usage of him today was completely different to what we thought of him
Huh.
being as a
Hmm.
center forward because he didn't actually have many touches on the ball whenever he played. And he was more so not facilitating play also, and he was like a camper in the box. And I understand why there is frustration in terms of how he couldn't come back and actually be at the end of the chances, the cutbacks that Saka had. But for a fact that a box is being camped by 9 players and you're expecting a center forward to actually make the difference as well is not something you would expect as well because we had a box crasher in um Rice over there. We had Nwaneri being able to stay relevant to a cutback as well. So I think the crosses from Saka were also very, very poor today. Saka's dribbles today were very poor as well. He didn't manage a single dribble today. A single successful dribble from wider areas was what I'd read on Footmob. Um, Also for the fact that he lost the most duels today as well. So in terms of um, Havertz, I think he's better utilized when he doesn't have majority of the touches because of what obviously Parth said. It is something that is for him to actually learn because I think he had a couple of very good runs today as well. He had very good underlaps to open up spaces for both Nwaneri and Saka when they wanted to take a shot. And I think that could have been even taken advantage of. But regardless, I think decent game for someone who is bulked up, who is coming to play as a centre forward and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't mind this.
Kenny,
What I noticed कि हैवर्ट्स के बॉडी लैंग्वेज से लगता है उसको खेलना ही नहीं है वहाँ पे ठीक है दैट्स द फर्स्ट थिंग आई नोटिस द सेकंड थिंग आई नोटिस्ड इज whenever I saw the goal and Havertz in the same frame, Havertz always has his back to the goal. अब वो गोल मारे तो कैसे मारे वो सेंटर वो इंस्टिंक्टिवली आगे आता है ताकि वो किसी के लिए एक सपोर्टिंग पास बना सके लाइक वन टच और समथिंग लाइक यू गिव इट अ पास एंड
Yes.
पीछे so whenever you see the goal and Havertz in the same frame Havertz has his back to goal because he's waiting for a pass to come holding the defender try and put a short ball through which is how you usually do defeat low blocks and you need a runner for that the thing is that Havertz is playing as a target man striker अब क्या क्या करे like I feel obviously it's very confusing like you want a guy who is facing the goal when you want to score a goal and you want that ball to be put in a certain way now what Havertz does is the reason I feel that he's bulked up is because he wants to take on defenders एक point तो था game में जहाँ पे उसने सीधा back heel मार दी थी as a cross inside the box like I just thought he felt frustrated कि अब मैं करूँ तो क्या करूँ because he's just not getting the ball in the positions he really wants and he's not being able to create the supporting role that वो कभी कभी करता है like even if Havertz has to score he still has to face the goal चलो ठीक है you put in crosses for him वो header वगैरह मार देगा but he was a little bit behind the striker I now actually see how much of a difference that would probably make so again once we have this striker Gyokeres start playing, I think that'll add just another dynamic to this whole Havertz situation.
Sanchez asked, did Arteta change tactics to suggest Gyokeres will play in this team? Any tactical changes to that? Right.
None.
So why I
I just
do
saw the same Arsenal.
okay. So why I'm taking this question is because I weirdly felt those the way Havertz played today, right? It almost felt like he's playing like a second striker in a striker's position in trying to like those through balls that he put in. Those
Mm.
through balls for the runners to come and like take in those balls, right? I felt that was one change. Second thing, he was winning balls or he was just going for the duels and trying to like beat that person who's like the target man
First
no matter
contact for those.
first contact.
Hmm.
I don't know the technical word, but that's what I meant, right? So in that way also I felt he was improving or he was trying to make sure that he imposes himself directly on defenders so that he is the main guy who's targeted for all the ball to be laid off. Third thing that I've noticed is how he's been taking shots. Before we've always seen him get scared to take a shot or it was always under hit. Today,
Hmm.
though most of the shots were like blocked
Blocked off.
or were off target, he was not hesitating when taking a shot. It's the preseason thing where there's not much pressure to like do much. It's all about like showcasing whatever you've been developing or you've been trying to do, right? Maybe that could be the reason why he's been more free to take those shots or something. But I feel these were the small changes which could mean like how Gyokeres could be facilitated with him being as a second striker that we've been hoping between Jesus and Havertz. This could be a thing. I'm not saying it
It's
will be.
it's
That's what I felt.
ac- it's actually no coincidence that all the points that Sucheet has mentioned align with the two striker theory, where Gyokeres and Havertz would succeed the most.
Hmm.
It's no coincidence. Havertz as a sole striker at Arsenal, I mean, does he get the goals? He does. Does he play well? He does. But that's not the ideal position I want to see a player like Havertz in, because he restricts us a lot. Kai
Hmm.
Havertz is a player. When he's there, you're like, why is he there? And when he's not there, you're like, please, can we have Havertz there? It.
Hmm.
He's a weird footballer.
I think in terms of tactically, if you want to make sense of Gyökeres, I think outside the box there was lesser creativity from a center forward there, and that I don't know is something that Gyökeres is not good at. And inside the box is something the presence of Gyökeres can make a difference, and
Mm,
that's where I said that Havertz camped the box. So if we are going to
yeah.
see this with Gyökeres again, I'm not sure, or if it was a certain match thing to do against AC Milan because they were camping up spaces right in the box. I don't know if that's the case as well. But if you want to think of a tactical change, that could be one. But whatever the points that are coming in the comments also make sense. So I think there was nothing new in terms of what tactics were.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah. Tactically, no. I'm just talking about like see the same thing that I found in a very positive way. KV found it in a more lackluster manner, right? I found it as a more motivating factor where he is like, you know what, I have established myself at Arsenal. I could be more free or more expressive in the way I go about things. I saw it in that perspective.
Yeah, even I
Maybe
saw it in that way.
maybe it is because I've been like trying to see things in more positive manner. Maybe that's how I saw it. I do not know, but I'm not blaming that
I,
KV is seeing it in negative. I'm just saying that maybe that's how I saw it. That's
And
just look at Arsenal currently in ways which hamper us rather than focusing on where a player can improve. So I'm basically looking at areas where we can improve through looking at areas where we are weak in. So yeah.
Next, we'll take in like one more personal thing, and I thought we could discuss about Rafaelio because many people have so many things about this, right? Was the center back pairing, not center back pairing, like Saliba and Calafiori. Basically, Calafiori in that LCB position, taking multiple positions across the pitch, and then how Kivior also has done, right? Regarding this, I want Aarush to talk about because he's the one who said like when we made this scouting report 1 year back, Calafiori in that LCB position is where he's best in. So go ahead, Aarush. What do you think?
Yeah, it was honestly nice seeing him play there. Why? Because I think that role is some zone of interest for him to actually mature in the future. Um, Today he was very much more aggressive. He ended up making a bit of fouls as well, with his aggressive nature in terms of going higher up the pitch. And this also saw Arsenal press much more higher than you'd expect. Even with the Norgard and Declan Rice pivot there, we saw them over the half line, and you saw the centre backs hold a very high defensive line. So I think in that sense, Palafiori is someone who's gonna actually bring in that prowess to actually run with the ball, to actually play passes from there, and actually also carry the ball higher up the pitch, something that Pavlovic was doing today, and which I really highly rated. Although he got cooked by Nwaneri, that's a different case altogether. But he did really well in terms of that, and that is what Calafiori can also do at the very. Someone put up a tweet saying Kivior is the poor man's Bastoni, and that actually made sense to what the role at that left center back is if it's not Gabriel. So I really like the progress that can happen with Calafiori there because in the initial moments of the game where Zinchenko was inverting, as a wide center back, Calafiori was making runs higher up the pitch, and that is not something you'd see normally. And
Mm.
it's like he's star he's made in that particular sense that he doesn't know he's supposed to play as a center back, but he's playing as a left back over there. And in those runs, he makes those runs. So those are particular things that I would want to see him improve in. But he's got a really high potential in actually making a difference from left center back as a ball playing player who can carry and bring in that chaos. So yeah, I think that is something that should work.
Kenny, what did you think? Calafiori as a LCB rather than as a left back?
No, I've actually always rated Calafiori at LCB more than being at left back because I feel physically and as a क्या कहते हैं उसको? Progressive ball carrier, uh, he does a really good job. He's again very multi talented, and I feel that like aggressiveness is one thing, but then again we should remember he's Italian. Italians के साथ होता ही है, like they just naturally like that. But I feel that देखो अभी तो we know that the center back pairing is going to be Gabriel and Saliba. However, I do feel that Arsenal need three in the back, and if we are to have a left back and if we are to transition in a certain way to have three in the back, so either Calafiori goes forward at a time, or Ben White goes forward, or Timber goes forward.
Yeah.
I mean, I just have that feeling that I am always afraid of getting caught on the counter attack. So I feel that there should be a decent amount of balance, and I think Calafiori, if he stays fit, यू नो जैसा वो आर्टेटा स्क्वाड डेप्थ के बारे में बात कर रहा था अभी एज वी आर डिस्कसिंग ऑल द प्लेयर्स वन बाय वन सडनली वी फील लाइक सरप्लस लग रहा है अभी किसको कहाँ खिलाएं कैसे खिलाएं तो या आई मीन बट आई थिंक दैट्स अ गुड प्रॉब्लम टू हैव I
Yeah.
would say that's a good problem to have. Switch because Calafiori की injury होती है, Timber को खिला लो, Ben White को खिला दो. We have options. Use those options and use them well. That's it. I think all of our defenders are very more than capable enough. I like to see Ben White making those overlapping runs today. I like to see that Calafiori was moving forward. Sometimes Saliba was also slightly, but not that far. But थोड़ा सा movement वो भी कर रहा था. But usually just because in the first half Norgard, like he had a decent game, but I feel थोड़ा सा struggle किया था वो तो Saliba was just trying to help him out. It's a friendly again, so I feel अभी देखते हैं like आगे जाके how it materializes.
Parth, what did you think about this statement? Don't you think he's better as a center back than as a
Mm,
wide center back?
right
He like,
center back.
Hmm.
This is a tough one to answer. For Arsenal currently, I'd say that he's better suited to be a wide centre back than a central centre back. I feel the central centre back has to have the calmness, the composure, the good tackling, and the attribute to clear someone else's mistake. And Calafiori lacks in this exact same things. If you're a wide centre back, you have some room for error because even if you get tackled, it won't be closer to goal. It would be wider where you can use your recovery pace to track back and make that lunging challenge again, and then you'll have more help from your central centre back partner and even from the midfielders who will be tracking back. So does he lack the decision making to be a great centre back? He definitely does, but again, he is only 22. He's 22,
Yeah,
right? He's
yeah,
younger than Saka. So uh, there's a lot of time to improve for him, and he'll definitely improve. But it is just the unpredictable nature of him that sets him apart from the rest. If you just try and curb it down. It won't make any sense to have a player like him there.
The
मेरे को
new
एक छोटा सा गेम याद आ रहा है, सो सॉरी, बहुत ही क्विकली आई मेक द पॉइंट. Remember that game last season at Molineux, where Calafiori was playing at left back? He scored in that game, but then he
Yeah.
was also caught out uh, quite a lot of times
Hmm.
in that exact
Yeah.
position. So it's a good thing also. It can backfire also. So बस वही एकदम से मेरे को याद आया कि like Calafiori scored against Man City. We know that Calafiori scored against Wolves. You know that, but then he was a little bit caught out sometimes. तो थोड़ा सा
But
Don't
workout
you
करना
all,
पड़ेगा.
don't you all also think that MLS gets caught
yeah,
out on?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he gets caught out in the wider areas when holding
Mm.
onto the ball a bit too much.
hmm,
उससे
it does.
I mean, we
होता
saw
ही
it
है.
today as well.
Mm.
And
लेकिन
Saliba ran like crazy from right centre back
MLS
to
had a
anti
shaky
forward.
start. MLS had a really shaky start. A couple of very off passes, this and that. फिर धीरे धीरे वो game में settle हुआ. And I was a little bit surprised because I felt that like by this time थोड़ा सा confidence वगैरह आ गया होगा उसके अंदर. Real Madrid के against खेल लिया है, PSG के against खेल लिया है. Played in the Champions League semi-final. Had a pretty good season for a 17-year-old. But हाँ थोड़ा सा ध्यान रखना पड़ेगा. वही है ना, फुटबॉल इज रिस्की गेम. हम चाहे कितना ही डायसेक्ट डिस्कस कर लें, कितना ही बोल लें, यानी somebody but
it
just might have a
just
bad day.
you know, I just say that it depends. Really, it depends on the game stage that we are in at that very moment where we can judge MLS. Because when we are attacking, he forms a major part of that attack because he's one of those midfielders. Sorry, left back who inverts and who really does go higher up and contribute to the attack. When he's defending, we defend as a unit, and when we are defending, there's a reason we say MLS as a lockdown defender is very good, and that is because he is very physical. He knows how to hold his own. Can he be erratic at times? He definitely can be, and he is erratic at times, but that is where he can improve. His essentials as a defender are very, very good. And there's a reason he starts at left back and inverts into the midfield and does not start as a midfielder.
Mm.
The new era of football is having two players in the same position that can start in the biggest game. There's no concept of fixed. No, fair enough. Mate, I don't get it. If Ricardo Calafiori is so good, why is he on the bench? Because
The
there
top
is.
comment. Top comment.
Which one?
The comment before
There's
the
no
top was
concept of fixed first 11.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. Against low blocks, when our forwards are in the D box in congested spaces, defenders, midfielders who can score from outside the box are very crucial. Calafiori is that. Fair enough. Yeah. Are there any other Arsenal performances that you guys want to talk about, or shall we go to the?
Kepa Arrizabalaga.
Ooh.
Okay, okay,
Mm.
good, good. Since you brought it up, let's start with you.
I think we made enough of the 5 million today itself, bro. Bro saved three penalties on his debut. I don't think he can do anything more. He's not cup tied. He's shown us enough that in games where you are shaky in terms of making a decision when the game's going to the penalty shootouts, I think Kepa
Mm.
has forced himself to be that penalty kick shot stopper and stuff like that. So I think he had a very good performance. There were people calling out his performance to be very predictable in a penalty shootout.
What?
I don't know what type of ball knowledge is that, but I think he read the situation very well. Even their
Yeah.
keeper, uh, I forgot his name now, but he was great as well. So Toriani or something like that. But yeah, he was great as well in that sense. So it tells you as to how good of a buy Kepa is in terms of what he's going to give us. And I think his distribution when collecting the ball today was also very decent. So I think he
Yeah.
had one shot, and that was their only shot, which came from Liao's shot outside the box
Mm.
that he saved. And there's nothing much you can compliment him apart from that. But yeah, good buy and a good experience to what we're going to see of him for a couple of seasons at least.
Agreed.
It's actually funny that the only metric I used to judge goalkeepers at Arsenal is their ability to save penalties. Kepa excelled in that one. I am
On
sold.
debut.
I'm sold.
On debut.
I am sold. I
अब
remember.
राया को भी नहीं समझाना पड़ेगा.
हाँ भाई मैं
Raya must be watching it like,
I
ठीक है.
remember those times जहाँ पे I remember those times जहाँ पे हम एक पेनल्टी सेव करते थे मेरे लिए वो यूरेका मोमेंट रहता था यार. We've actually saved a penalty.
But remember last season's preseason also, Karl Heinz saved 4 penalties in a row.
Hala yeah.
Yeah, so preseason tax, but debut tax is
Pre-season
something else.
tax.
So
Fair enough. Okay. Uh, Bringing back this comment from from Vivek by saying it appears like Leo audition today. By the way, look neat. Leo ran back today. Maybe it could have been so that he gets some more. But people are getting onto the humor, I guess. Okay. So here's what I thought. He did play well. He had his own moments of flair and everything. Again, a lot of inconsistency available as well. Also, for the fact that he played as a false nine could be the reason why he was not sure what to do exactly. Because when he drifted onto the left hand side, again he was very effective. Like we all know how he is, right? Uh, do I really want him at at the Arsenal? Uh, I'm still very confused. I'm genuinely still very confused. I know Aarush, I know Parth, we are all very confused. We're not too sure about what we really want from that guy. KV, do you have an opinion? Maybe from there we can kickstart like the whole thing because
No,
all three of us.
I actually don't understand what all the hype is about, to be very honest. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm putting it so bluntly. Everywhere I go on social media, like, oh, you gotta get Leao, you gotta, oh, what a player, this, that. I'm like, what? Are you serious? What about Leao is so good? Saliba ran literally 30 meters parallel to him and then cut him off. No matter where he's playing, he's supposed to be a striker against a centre back, and he didn't even have to make an aggressive tackle or a risky tackle or anything. He just took it off, and Rafael Leao was just standing there watching. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen his previous performances, or maybe uh, I don't know. I just didn't see it. I didn't see it.
this
As
Liao performance was Victor Gyokeres versus Arsenal. Literally, everyone is going to get fooled in terms of. I mean, I'm not going to judge anyone, but I'm going to tell you what I feel and what KV as well. KV said as well. If you're known to be a tricky, explosive, fast, unpredictable, chaotic winger, you're supposed to do better in a 1v1 situation versus a world's best defender who's sitting on his recovery pace to actually move from 30 yards wider, take that extra touch to actually deceive him, deceive the keeper, let the keeper go the other way. No, you couldn't control the ball at that point of time, and you let the ball run out. You had the ball. I'll also give him the fact that he played very good at centre forward. He's not played there majorly, and Allegri trying him there, having him as the first phase of press as well. I think decent performance in that sense. And he had his own reliability in going from the left, and it worked to a certain extent. But if there's no end product, if I'm not seeing anything, what I have not seen a difference in when I've been watching him for the last 2 seasons or 3 seasons now, I'm not going to rate something to a sense that his attitude is the reason why I will say just a no to him.
Hmm.
If you all watch that particular sequence where he fouled um, Odegaard, he got the ball. He kicked the ball. I don't know where he kicked the ball,
yeah,
bro.
I remember. He kicked it towards our defense only or something.
Yeah,
Our side of
exactly.
the goal.
Yeah.
I didn't understand what that was.
If
I was like,
if
auntie
a
get frustrated.
frustration on a preseason game to this level, okay, I'll give it to you. But I've seen this sequence. I will give environment as many points it wants to take. But today had nothing to do with environment. Today he was the captain. Today he was debuting under Allegri, trying to prove a point and everything. I get it how tidy he was on the ball, how neat he was, how much showboating he did, how much he linked up play with the players around him. But he didn't get the best out of the players around him. He got the best out of him, and that is not what I would like to see in a player at Arsenal.
To sum that performance up, I kind of agree with all the three comments. The comment made by KV, Arush, and Sanchit. I agree with all three of them because I honestly looked at him and I was like, okay, what has he done? And then I'm like, okay, but he's trying to do something. And then I'm like, is it resulting in anything? No. But is he good? Yes. It's confusing. It's honestly very confusing because if you
But,
look at the
but
huh,
do you think he's similar to Havertz in your opinion? Because if he's there, something is there. When he's not there, it's like why is
nah,
he
nah,
not
nah,
there?
nah, nah, nah. Havertz has crafted a niche for himself, man. वो special category है. Now,
Okay.
but Leo, I mean, were his
Leao
actions
must
were
Leao.
his were his actions something that would make me excited? No. But then will I give him this? He was against Saliba tax. Yes. I can't really judge him. But if I were to make a comment on this game solely, I mean, yeah, did he do anything that Martinelli didn't? No.
No,
It's just that he's
He
nah
did
nah.
more
I
than
mean,
Martinelli.
he did
no
more
no
than
no.
Martinelli. Wait,
He did more than
wait,
Martinelli.
wait, wait. Wait. So you are telling
That's
me
why I'd
that
say that it's the aesthetic stats. I am sorry, I have to say that.
wait, I don't get it. So you said that Martinelli didn't do anything because he was not able to beat his man or all that, right? At the same time, Rafaelio was beating his man,
It's running
but
into
He
space,
was
man.
self-sufficient like Gyokeres, bro. Imagine
Huh,
if
I agree with that. I'm not
yeah,
saying he's ass. I'm just saying that I don't see the hype.
okay.
Just like KV said.
Hmm. Fish says Alia won the league, but what? Don't respect him.
as a part
Did
Disrespect him.
Portuguese, I will disrespect him.
did any of his actions result in anything? No. Again, Aarush makes sense with the Gyokeres comment. Did Gyokeres do anything that was out of the ordinary? No, but he tried. He tried to do something, and that was layout today.
Mhm. Leah performance is like Gyokeres and Rodrygo performance against us.
No,
Rodrigo,
no. Rodrygo's performance against us was mid, bro. Gyökeres
bro, he
tried
did
hard.
nothing. He
Leah,
literally
bro,
did
if you
nothing.
think Leah's first comment post the game got over, and the interviewee didn't even ask him about Arsenal. They said, "How is it about playing in Singapore?" The question is, "How is it about playing?" We've played a very big side like Arsenal. They're a top five club. We've seen what they've done last season in the Champions League and all. Bro, they didn't ask you about Arsenal. What are you trying to do?
Forgot the name of the trophy AC Milan won, but Leao single-handedly changed the game against Inter. Was it
It
Super
was there. It was at least Carabao Cup.
Coppa
It
Italia?
Carabao Cup ना ना ना. It
Coppa
was a
Italia,
community shield. क्या था? कोपा इटालिया था ना वो.
probably.
Okay. Shaz says, do you think the Arsenal team had a lot of respect for his skill? Personally, would say so, given we had three people around him at end. See, again, in the first half, we said, okay, they have a solid defender. In the second half, it was
World
basically
Cup.
15-year-old Marley, 18-year-old Josh Nichols, and a 15-year-old Max Dorman who was like around him. It was genuinely funny to see that. I'm not even kidding. Right? So depends on which half you're seeing. So.
I'd
Uh,
also give Leao the Raja tax of saying he plays in a very poor Milan side. I'll give him that as well.
I gave him environment tax also. Take environment.
सब दे दिया, but did he move me? No.
but he did more.
कंसिस्टेंटली किया ना उसने, अगर कंसिस्टेंटली वो ऐसी अच्छी परफॉर्मेंसेस देता रहता, मैच विनिंग परफॉर्मेंसेस देता रहता कंसिस्टेंटली, लाइन लगी होती है अभी एसी मिलान के बाहर उसे राफा लिया हर जगह इट वुड हैव बीन, बट अभी क्या है ना, ही डिड वेल इन अ फ्यू मैचेस, एवरीवनस लाइक यू हैव टू सी दैट गेम, ऐसे मतलब आई मीन प्रॉब्ली शायद देर रात हो रही है इसलिए मैं कह रहा हूँ, अभी डार्विन नूनेज ने ब्रेंटफोर्ड के अगेंस्ट लास्ट 2 मिनट में गोल मार दिया था, वो लिवरपूल वो मैच जीत गई, डार्विन नूनेज इधर उधर कभी 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 परफॉर्मेंस देता है, तो क्या वो भी बहुत अच्छा प्लेयर हो गया? ऐसे तो कोई भी आप इंडिविजुअल प्लेयर के इंडिविजुअल परफॉर्मेंसेस किसी ना किसी गेम में निकाल के बोल दो कि हाँ नहीं भाई टैलेंटेड तो बहुत है, ही डिजर्व दिस मच मनी दैट मच मनी, अभी कंसिस्टेंटली करोगे तो आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड, तब मैं भी जाके हाइलाइट्स देखूंगा, कंपाइलेशन वीडियोस देखूंगा उसकी कि भाई ऐसी क्या बात है इसमें, आई फील आई
Rafael,
फील
हाँ,
Don't
go
kill,
on.
don't kill.
नहीं आई फील कि अगर कोई प्लेयर इनकंसिस्टेंट है ना तो उसकी उसकी कोई ना कोई वजह होती है, देयर हैज टू बी अ रीजन बिहाइंड इट, इफ यू आर सो गुड you will be good all the time, you will never stop wanting to be good, but I just don't see it, I don't see it. आज के गेम में अगर आज के गेम से हम अगर हम उसे जज कर रहे हैं मेरे को लगा कि यार अगर राफा लियाओ आ गया आर्सेनल किसी तरह हमने खरीद लिया उसको कोई भी पैसे देके तो इट विल बी अ वेरी वेरी बिग मिस्टेक एंड बाकी टीम्स को भी तो एक विंगर चाहिए वो क्यों नहीं जा रहे उसके पीछे
I
And
just
there's
feel
no way
that
he's coming for 60 million, by the way.
Yeah,
He's not going for
see,
less than 80 million.
no, I think you go for
मिलान का बेस्ट प्लेयर है यार
60 million for Leo, and I'm okay with it. Anything more than that is
Obrigado.
Brigado tax.
Obrigado tax.
I don't understand.
No,
Krish
obrigado.
says he
I
also single-handedly knocked out Napoli in UCL semi-final. I won't forget it.
I just
Brothers,
say
you
one
didn't
thing.
watch
Nah,
Serie A
nah, man.
when Milan
I
won the
watched the
league.
league, bro. I watched the league.
This nah. See, I just feel the brand of Rafael Leao is not synonymous with Rafael Leao on the football field.
Aditya says Liao didn't have any support. Imagine Liao instead of Martinelli in our team. Maybe a new toy syndrome, but I can see him being a better player than Martinelli.
And
I mean, being better than Martinelli is not something I'd see the benchmark
वो भी
as.
अभी के मार्टिनेली से अगर कंपेयर कर रहे हैं तो फिर
किसी को भी
तो
भाई ट्रॉसार्ड इज बेटर देन
ट्रॉसार्ड को
मार्टिनेली
खिला दो ट्रॉसार्ड को खिला दो
ट्रॉसार्ड
वही
बेटर देन
नहीं
मार्टिनेली ऑनेस्टली
मैं ये नहीं
और
कह रहा कोई
प्लेऑफ का
डिसरिस्पेक्ट आई एम नॉट सेइंग
हाँ
डिसरिस्पेक्ट टू राफेल लियाओ मे बी ही इज डन ही हैड हिज स्पेशल मोमेंट्स एंड स्टफ लाइक दैट बट यार बिकॉज आर्सेनल के लिए सही नहीं है बिकॉज आर्सेनल आर्सेनल कांट अफोर्ड एनी काइंड ऑफ लायबिलिटी राइट नाउ वी कांट अफोर्ड कि अगर राफा लियाओ वी कांट अफोर्ड अ रिस्क in any signing. We need some kind of solid, concrete, consistent performer who can deliver us to that.
I mean Leao wasn't poor but was he the Rafael Leao I should be knowing no simple
Mm.
it's that easy to judge him Suchi
Uh, okay, I guess it has been 3 years since Milan last won the league, and last season, where was
exactly
the best player? It was Reinders and Pulisic.
वही मैं सोचा था
good
कब की बात हो रही है ये
good point the Rafael Leao that is in people's mind is the time when Milan used to be a side to be reckoned with वो बहुत पहले था वो that is when he used to be 100 million player
If
he
you want
isn't
direct
now
and pacey wingers, there are plenty, bro, in the market.
Okay.
Rafael
Uh,
Leao नाम
okay,
है ना
then who is
brand
available at left wing in the market who can change our team except Rodrygo in the market?
Same conversation, bro.
And problem is Leo's attitude. Yeah, yeah KV Pro said this. Yeah. I will,
attitude भी
I
छोड़ो
will,
यार
I will take Gordon over Leo after today's performance. I've seen Gordon. I think it resonates with what KV Pro wanted. I think initially when we asked him, so
but
who is your left wing option?
Aarush made a really good point of the Gyokeres audition versus us I kind of see the vision good point
No,
good
because it honestly felt like that. Because against Arsenal, Gyokeres was like, I want to show them that against the best defense in the world, I can do something. He ran at a defense. He
it's
fought
I
and fought.
just say that it's the lens you're looking at a player with I look at Gyokeres as a player who can improve. I look at Leao inherently as a player I feel is a liability. So you get my point.
Giroud was their centre forward brother. It's Leo, the attack.
The attack. Huh?
Milan got knocked out in a tournament. I don't remember which it was. Next day, he was doing bro, like that.
there's nothing wrong in doing underwear ads पहली बात तो
Exactly. It's
मीडिया कमिटमेंट होता है वो तो करना
They
ही
need to
पड़ता
make money
है
as well, bro.
exactly.
yeah
Exactly. That's. I mean, you can't do much about it, can you? Hello. Who can we target as a left winger? Because Martinelli today was unbearable. No, Leo, I don't rate him. Well, guys, we are back to being square one on the TFS channel, where we talk about a left winger who's attainable at the same time not attainable, achievable but at the same time not achievable, payable but definitely not payable at the same time. Here we are, back to square one. Nidhi from Menace and Monk told AC Milan are not happy with Leao. Oh, really? Oh, shit, not AC Milan. Okay.
Surprise.
Milan
Surprise.
fans not being happy with Leao is one thing, man. I mean, what else would you want to know about Rafael Leao?
Mhm.
Their team is ass. He's their best player, at least their best attacker.
do you think it's like a similar situation like how Martinelli is at Arsenal?
Eh?
Like because of Martinelli's inconsistency, many of the fans
अरे
not
inconsistency है ही नहीं भाई वो.
Leao's inconsistency gives him 27 goals and assists, bro. It's not a conversation to have.
so
He had
so do
15
Please
goals last
stop
season.
with this Martinelli thing, man.
okay. I'm not talking about prospects or anything. Actual left winger who can revolutionize us. Except Rodrygo. My sleep, man. Somebody just read this comment, please.
Yeah, basically, how do you tell me that Rodrygo revolutionizes us, bro?
Because he's from Real Madrid.
Revolutionize. Yeah, clutch, clutch. He scored that Champions League goal, no? That's why. Agree.
Man.
Liability more than Trossard, Martinelli, and Nelson Walker. Oh, yeah.
Actually, you know what? Aarush has actually got me thinking. All the points that Aarush has made about Leao can sit the exact same way with Rodrigo. But the difference being, I look at Rodrigo in some other way than I look
How
Leao.
consistent is
नहीं
Rodrigo?
है वो. The points he's making are right.
Even Rodrigo won the Champions League for Real Madrid, bro. Like Leao won the Scudetto with AC Milan in 2021, by the way.
Arsenal ruined careers. Bro, that's United. Go talk to
Huh?
United. Rodrigo isn't for Arsenal and can be there for Liverpool. Wait, who do you support, by the way? Hero Brian?
Hero Brian supports Liverpool.
Oh, what a shock, guys. No wonder his previous comments regarding Madueke
What a
pass.
shock, guys.
The difference is how many games Rodrigo played in the left wing. Okay. I don't think it's fair to say that for Leo, when apart from maybe Gordon, no one has done anything except against our right hand side. Leo is one person attack even today. Subhi gamble here. Exactly.
Ah,
We really can't be this picky when Martin. Wow.
yeah. I mean, and
Rod-
it boils down to just that.
Rodrigo inconsistent, but Arsenal fans are just hoping it's because he's playing out of position.
Yeah,
That's the
that's
only
not.
thing. Yeah.
So
Today,
in the future, either we'll be proved right or we'll be proved wrong. I mean, I don't know how long Madrid is going to keep Rodrigo. I don't know how long Rodrigo is going to stay at Madrid. If he moves at another club, it depends on him whether he settles well, whether he starts performing, proves everybody wrong. Everybody's wrong. Proves himself right. I mean, proves himself right. Everybody's wrong, and proves himself wrong. Everybody else is right. So like this happens all the time. Sport. It's as simple as that. Just
It's
can't
really
elaborate
about.
on it.
It's really just about perspectives and opinions. Nothing else.
you guys go for Jarvis. It's fine. It's fine. We rather go for Eze. We rather go for Eze, but yeah. Link
Yeah, I
with
think
every
essay makes
event.
sense.
What?
I was saying essay just makes sense. I've heard, I don't know how concrete this is, but I heard that Arteta does value him as a player. We know Essay also likes Arsenal, and he suits Arsenal. He
Yeah.
suits the positions where we want to reinforce. Then why do we want to go looking for someone and start fighting with someone like oh उसको hijack कर लेते हैं ये कर लेते हैं वो कहते हैं what is this Balaji Telefilms transfer market where oh नहीं you can't steal our player oh नहीं why are you chasing our don't हमारे player पे आंख मत लगाना what is this nonsense तो जो player हमारा है जो सूट करता है हमारे हमारे को वही तो लेंगे हम we don't want your player.
Okay, we are
Grealish
almost
on loan, man.
okay. We'll almost wrap up the stream. If anything, you guys bring in your chats for the next 1 minute. We'll take it and then we'll wrap it up. I want Rodrigo at Liverpool, but honestly, more than him,
Please.
I don't think
Raja should have been here, man. Raja
No,
should have been here.
not Raja, Rahul.
Rahul, yeah, Rahul as well.
Raja should have been here to defend Leao as well
Hmm.
because he watched the game as well.
Yeah.
He was
I'll get
raving about Leao, man. He was raving about Leao. I could see the messages he was typing. I was like, bro,
2 days back we had this stream, no?
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I'll get layout just so that we don't have to watch Martinez versus structures game after game through the season, and I'll take the gamble of him having inconsistent games. Fair enough. Is this a good
Works for
option?
me.
Yeah, yeah. We think we do think
Yes, it is a good option. Yeah, absolutely.
it is a good option. If we can get even 15 games in all, 15 goals in all comps from Leo, like the one he had against Spain in National League, I'll take that gamble. Martinelli doesn't have the goals like that. Would you agree the same about Nico Williams? His consistency isn't great either. He was
Nico
Nah.
Williams' game is much more complete in order if you're comparing him
Yeah.
to Leao. If I would suggest one piece that compares all of these wingers, it's from Scouted. Jake has written a piece on these hot topic of wingers, of Rodrygo, of Leao, of Madueke in that, of every talent that is there. And Nico Williams is defined as a player that is one step ahead of Rafael Leao through data and through eye test, both ways. So there is a reason why Nico Williams was wanted by Barcelona as well. There is a reason that he signed a contract worth a release clause of 100 million as well. So we shall see.
For me, see, when we are talking about a winger, it's not to do with the output he produces, it's more to do with the impact he has on games. If he's creative, he'll involve more players, he'll create more attacks. The team as a collective can score more goals. The output is not the be all and end all for me, at least for me.
Bro Mark. Yeah, he looks very happy. The pictures have come out and he looks the happiest. You guys need to shut down Tottenham and Chelsea and United and City or this
I,
team. See, we do need to shut down even Liverpool as well. Let's not get that twisted. Nico is the perfect Arteta winger. Sucks that he's like that. Okay. Well, on that note, we'll wrap up this team. We will be back on Sunday. Uh,
27th, I think, right?
Acha, he's
27th को है
talking
ना?
about
yeah,
Arsenal
the
Newcastle.
game. He's talking
uh,
about the game. Yeah,
Oh, sorry, sorry.
Sunday.
yeah, on
हाँ,
Sunday, July 27th, same at 8:30 p.m. IST, we will be back. So yeah, we'll see you soon. Till then, good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. Bye bye.
Bye.